Recording, here we are. Alright, welcome back everybody. When last we saw the Trollskull Six, you were engaged in a fierce battle to defend the inner sanctum of the golden city of Tarir. As the battle began to dwindle and the commanders of this force, a pair of Mordrem spellcasters, revealed themselves, some tremors in the ground were felt, gradually growing in strength until, erupting from the ground, a familiar creature, what I believe was once referred to, maybe by Fowlin, as the Vinewrath. Oh, and one of the druids called it that. Yeah, one of the spellcasters said that out loud. So, with this gargantuan creature bursting up, bricks of gold flying through the air, and this enormous plant monster, its rooty tendrils slapping onto the earth and pulling itself up, that is where we resume, kind of near the top of round 7. You guys can all hear the music, right? Dope.
Ryan, you are no longer allowed to start the recording when I have half of a crab rangoon hanging out of my mouth. Anyways.
It's a little treat for me later when I watch it back. Alright, so let's see, what do we have here? 1, 2. The Vine.
Quick question. Are we supposed to be able to see the enemies on the combat counter?
Yes.
Just because last time they didn't show up for me, and this time they're here. So I wasn't sure if that was like a...
Yeah, many of them started invisibly.
I know a lot of them went before me, but now I'm like, gee, I go at the end, and it's like, no you don't. You're at the top of your own combat.
I say after the first round of initiative, it's really just a cycle and nobody's really on top anymore. The first round's the important one. Let's see. Alexa and Galatar and Grimace need to make Constitution saving throws.
Thank God it's not dexterity, because I am still grappled and restrained, correct? From...
Yep. From one of those treants.
Yes.
As the Vinewrath bursts forward, its bulbous, sort of primary body turns towards you, and its flower-like petals open out to reveal that lamprey-like mouth full of teeth in a circular fashion, and it pushes outward, expelling a cloud of gas towards each of you.
That's a 23 for Grimace and a 24 for Galatar.
Okay. Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
You are stunned
Super.
until the end of the Vinewrath's next turn.
That sucks a lot.
Then...
At least no one's around me.
Grimace will protect you.
Where's that other caster been pissing off?
They're both like I'm right between the two of them.
I see them now. Yeah.
And it begins.
Oh, it moves.
It doesn't even crawl so much as it kind of flops back and forth, its tendrils pulling it forward like a sidewinding snake.
Oh
Things go from bad to
Nobody said I
worse.
could do that.
Am I able to make an attack of opportunity, or am I still...
You were not within melee range. It was more than 5 feet from you.
Yeah, you gotta hover
There's a
over it to
space
see its
between
red
them.
box. Yeah.
I don't even know what you mean. Not
That-
lie.
We'll bring it to...
Well, this sucks a lot.
You sure Brina doesn't have a 10-foot range?
Right.
Good luck, Charlie.
You guys are gonna...
Oh, I think I'm going for a trip.
What can they do?
Well, it's been really nice playing D&D.
A lot of ways I thought it would go down. This is not one of them.
I guess the nice thing is, like, if Ryan kills us off now, we still got our whole Sunday afternoon to do stuff with.
Well,
You know?
you get a whole Sunday afternoon to roll characters.
Great.
Alright, this one's gonna try to use its claws on Keytree in her Mossheart form. but there's not many of them left. And a 10 does not hit, and it cannot constrict her because it cannot get close enough to her because of the dragon. What is the range? Wahoo. I don't know if they can. Okay.
Nice try. You can't get me, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, they might be able to. They center it within 60 feet. They can just barely get you. There we go.
Do they have to make a? This doesn't count for my charisma save thing, right?
It's an AOE effect.
That's a dumb rule.
You're using an AOE on one person.
God, I didn't add that sound back. So yes, that is. Brina and Birdie make dexterity saving throws. Brina, you have advantage.
Does the bad guy there have to make a dex save too? He's in the circle, right?
Is immune.
Oh.
Well, guys, I'm rolling piss today, so.
Everybody look out. Canfield's piss rolling. Nothing can go wrong.
I mean, if Alex is pissing, maybe don't look. I don't know.
I'll look at Alex.
If you're German or not.
So, Bertie, you take 28 piercing damage. Rena, you take you would take 14, reduced to 7 because you're raging. As these thorned spines fly in and start impacting on the ground near you.
Anyways, Birdie, how are you doing?
I mean,
Thanks for that mass cure wounds. Here, we'll just take that right away.
Plus the hero's feast stuff, plus my 14 temp HP, so like I'll be all right.
Oh
but
my gosh.
That did break my impressive streak of staying at 100% health.
There.
That brings it to the Vine-Tooths. One of them, Kitri, facing off against your moss heart form, this large.
Did I not get a turn?
You went before.
It's later in the initiative.
Last time, so we stopped when the Vinewrath emerged last time.
You and the spellcasters were the last ones.
Second here, I knew I was high in the initiative. Okay,
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, we're mid-round.
Gotcha.
So one of these large clawed, stinger-tailed creatures engaged with you is looking really fucked up, and is gonna use some of its last remaining energy to attempt to strike you. Does a 13 hit your moss heart form?
Nope.
Okay.
Thank the Lord.
How about a 16?
That's my armor class.
And don't forget, you get 2d8 acid damage, I think is the type of damage it is, but
I forgot about
Do I
that.
still get that as a moss heart?
You do. You are
Yeah.
kind of gleaming
just
with
you.
this greenish shield that Galatar's cast on you.
Okay, hold on. Let me do the 2d8. That's 7. And then I don't think I took damage last time as the moss heart yet.
I don't
think so. I don't have a note of that somewhere. Normally I keep track of it, but I don't have it. So I'm just gonna. So how much damage was that again?
That was 9 slashing damage. So as it leans in to rake at you with its claws, you watch as these green sparks start to fly up as it scratches into that shield, and it does penetrate through it and claw at you, but a spray of acid washes over its face, and that's enough to do it this time. That was all it had left.
Thank you, Galatar. I think this is the most damage Kitri's ever done.
yeah, I'm glad I cast it on Kitri. I just wish I'd used it on Brina instead of Birdie. That was my mistake. I forget how good looking Birdie is.
Engaged with Brina is actually going to dance around a little.
Man, get back here.
Oh, he's still engaged. He's
Oh yeah.
he's just moving in a little.
He's keeping the
different
ring on.
positioning.
Not the fancy footwork.
And he is also going to attempt to attack you. Did you reckless attack last round?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
You take no poison damage because you're immune. Would be 12 piercing reduced to 6 piercing damage from its bite as it reaches out and kind of snaps at you as it moves around. It attempts to rake at you with its claws for another 17 to hit. Would be 12 slashing reduced to 6 slashing. And as it kind of skids into place, its claws digging little furrows in the stone, its tail whips around for a dirty 20 to hit.
Damn.
You take no poison damage, and would be 10 piercing reduced to 5 because you're raging. As this rapid string of attacks all sort of impact you, and you're desperately parrying with your sword and pushing the tail aside, and it's looking pretty good. It's taken a bit of damage. You know, you can see you've wounded it, but it's still looking pretty good. All right, that brings it to Mordrem Charger. Its way obscured by the Vinewrath, it is going to charge at Galatar and attempt to gore you with its horns.
Rude.
And that does not hit. Which brings it to Galatar. And Keytree's on deck.
All right. I'm gonna start by moving. So my dragon is just an illusion, so I don't think it has problem moving through enemy spaces. It just says you can move it up to 60 feet on your turn.
Oh, it doesn't have like a action requirement?
So it's a bonus action to move it up 60 feet and have it use its breath, but it's a full illusion, so I don't think there's any sort of movement penalty where it would like have to go around.
Well, it is material though. You can hit
Well,
it, right? Because it's made of shadow stuff.
So you can't actually hit it. Like it can't take any damage. Because it's just an illusion. So on a bonus action, at any point during the movement, you can move the illusion up to 60 feet. At any point during the movement, you can cause it to use that cone. The illusion is tangible because of the shadowy stuff to make it, I guess, but attacks miss it automatically. It succeeds on all day saving throws, and it can't take damage or be affected by any condition. So I don't know if since it's a dragon, can I technically like hop up and fly over? Like it's a purely illusionary creature.
So I would say it could move in any of the 3 dimensions where it doesn't hit something.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is an illusion. I mean, even if it didn't have wings, it's just an illusion, so you could move it 60 feet in whatever direction. But it is tangible, so you couldn't go through walls or the floor or a creature.
Okay, so could I move it up and over the Vinewrath?
Yeah.
Okay.
How high do you want it?
Not super high. I'm just trying to get to the other side of the Vinewrath, and it has 60 feet of movement, so I don't know. How tall is the Vinewrath?
About 20 feet.
Okay, so if it went 20 feet up, 20 feet over, and descended with its 60 feet of movement, I think it could land right on the other side of the Vinewrath, like right here.
Yeah, it's got a weird hitbox if you hover over it.
Yeah, so because the Vinewrath is 20-foot hitbox, right?
Yeah.
So we need to go up 20 feet, over 20 feet, and then it kind of descend at like an angle for 20 feet to get back down to just like right on the other side of the Vinewrath.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so I'll move.
That's 60 feet.
Oh, I don't think I can move him.
Oh yeah, that's my bad.
No, you're good. I just wanted to angle him like right
Over here?
Here, yeah. And then I was hoping to be able to get the charger, but I think you've successfully moved the charger out of the way of that conal shape. So move that back, and it was shift, I think, and then wheel. Oh, other way. Oop. One more. Okay, I think that gets the Vinewrath, right? Up
Yes.
here? That's 2 squares? Okay.
Oh, the Vine Tooth, the one fighting Marina?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll
Oh.
count that.
I'm sorry. That's because you... Sorry. I was doing all this in my head before the charger move. Can I actually switch that movement so that it goes closer to where the Vinewrath is now? So it would move like over here instead? Because what I'm trying to get is to get the Vinewrath and the wizard and the fine tooth.
I don't think it'll. Is it a 60-foot cone?
It's 60 foot. I know I won't be able to get the charger,
No.
but I think I can get. If the shape will cooperate with me here. I think I can go 5 feet more over, and then I still won't hit Brina, but I'll hit all the others. If I can get to cooperate with me.
So technically, the cone can fit on any intersection of stuff. So if I move it up here,
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. For some
Yeah,
reason, it's
and
not
then
letting me
you
shift
just-
anymore. Okay,
Does
awesome.
it target everyone or just like your enemies?
It targets everyone, but you should be out of the range, so you're not in the affected.
Oh, I know. I just
Birdie
think
is
Birdie
right.
is.
Birdie is,
Oh,
baby.
Is Birdie there?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I couldn't see Birdie.
Dead center.
actually, to be
Sorry,
fair,
you were covered
Galatar
by the
can't
little
see
mind
Birdie.
wrath on my thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I legitimately cannot. Okay, there you are. I thought you were part of the Vine Wrath tentacle right there.
That is Birdie.
Oh, well.
So they gotta
fuck
make what
me.
kind of save?
Well,
I think
yeah, I
that's-
guess I
it's a
don't know
legit
you're
call,
there
like,
because
you
there's a
can't see
massive
him.
Vine Wrath and I have shitty perception. I'm sorry. I legitimately did not see that. 7, so it's an intelligence saving throw of DC 19.
Intelligence, man, what a shit save.
Not arguable. Not
Birdie,
Sorry,
get
arguable.
my
He
book.
can't. He
Sorry,
can't think-
Bertrand.
He doesn't think that good, actually.
I real apologize.
That's all right.
Okay, so
Excellent
that's,
RP.
They all fail.
Galatar has shitty perception as well.
you know.
Hmm.
So
It is on point.
6.
It's more fun when weaknesses come into play.
It sure is.
Makes for better
Yeah.
storytelling.
All right. Let's see. So that's 7d6. So 2, 5, 11. Ooh, the back half of that was really good. So that's 11 plus 16 for 27 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
So that was my bonus action. And then I can't remember which of these spellcasters I had previously hit.
The one next to the Vinewrath.
That one? That's what I was thinking. Okay. I'll take the attack of opportunity at disadvantage from the charger to move up next to this guy and get in front of him in the Vine Wrath.
Okay.
And
You're on. Oh, okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
now. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I'm on either other space, right?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
You're adjacent to the caster.
Perfect. I am going to take 2 swings at the wizard boy, and the first one I'm going to light up with a green flame blade. Okay. It's an 18 and 13, so it's a 31 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right, and he takes. That is 19 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And he takes an additional. Sorry, that's now 3d8 of fire damage. Oh, so that wasn't great. 9 points of fire damage for the
Yeah.
wizard. Yep.
Okay.
And the Vine Wrath takes an additional 8, 13, 18 points of fire damage as well.
Cool. A solid hit. The Vine Tender, Cormac, is
Mhm.
sort of sitting there down on one knee, clenching his black staff, one arm upstretched, looking with what can only be described as awe on his oddly planty face as this creature kind of rolls towards him. So yeah, it's easy enough to come up behind him and just swing once, slash him up the back, and have that leap over to the Vine Wrath.
And then I'll take, after I give him that first slash, I'm going to try and cut at him again. And try to hit Cormac a second time. 12 and a 17, so 30 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And that is an additional 20 points of slashing damage.
Ooh,
Yeah, I rolled an 8 on that damage.
that is precisely what it needed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
All
as it howls in pain and starts to try to grab at its back. One more quick thrust, and you end that caster.
That's good, because I have no more spell slots to do counterspell. So, except for 1/7. But yeah, that is my my turn.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. At this point, the Vinewrath. Let's see. It has. Yes. It is going to use a legendary action. It's going to attempt to hit you, Galatar. That will hit.
Ooh, okay. If it looks like it's gonna hit at disadvantage, I'll throw up a shield to make it 27 AC.
Shit, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so it rolled an 18 on the die.
Okay. So it's probably still gonna hit, yeah, because my AC is only 27 now.
So you throw up a shield?
Mm-hmm.
So this massive root-like tentacle comes slamming down to the ground towards you. And you feel the strength of this impact as it just shatters that enchantment with a 31 total. And it wraps you. You take 14 piercing damage from this thorny tentacle as it grabs onto you. You are grappled and restrained.
Okay.
You are pulled. I would say we'll do a little bit of verticality here. 5 feet closer and 15 feet in the air.
Uh-huh.
As it jerks you towards the Vinewrath.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that brings it to Kitri.
Shit.
I would like to just slam attack the remaining horde that's right next to me.
Cool.
That is a 14 to hit.
That'll hit. 12
And
points of
12 damage.
That'll do it. The last two of them are scrabbling towards you, and you just boom, splat. There's just a pile of mulch on the ground now.
Cool. Then I will use my movement just to skr right up to this horde that doesn't look touched yet.
Not at all.
And just get ready to slam into them next round. That's my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the Vinewrath is going to use another legendary action. And another tendril launches outward. This one hits Grimace for only 9 piercing damage, but he is also grappled and restrained. Is pulled 20 feet closer, but still on the ground. And that brings it to Grimace's turn.
Well, he was gonna free Alexa, and then you targeted him like a jerk. So now he is going to, I guess, try to free himself. Because I don't think he's gonna hit any shit at disadvantage, and also I don't think he's close enough to hit the thing, is he? Yeah, he's still 10 feet away.
So he can either use his action to try to break free, or he can attack the tendril.
Okay, okay. Well, he has 2 attacks, so if he tries to attack the tendril, does he get 2 chances to...
Yeah, you just like attack as normal. It's just a valid target.
Okay.
You do have disadvantage on attacks because he's restrained.
Right.
Yeah. But he also, being grasped and restrained by this tentacle, he has disadvantage on strength and strength checks and saving throws.
Oh,
so
good to know.
either
So he has
way, it's
disadvantage
kinda,
either way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So well, I
this
guess he'll
guy's
get
built for grappling.
I guess he'll get 2 chances to attack if he attacks versus 1 to make the break. Otherwise, so he'll try and take a swing at disadvantage at the thing to cut himself out. 13 to hit?
Does not hit.
You sure that 25 there, Ryan, looked so good?
Yeah, this is a tough, thorny vine.
Cool, cool. Well, he'll take his right arm and try and slash. Oh God. Up.
Yeah, 9.
I got 25 both times. That doesn't work. All right.
Those razor sharp arms are just clanging off these sharp thorns and the thick bark-like hide of the tendrils.
Well, cool. That is all for Grimace.
All right.
Can't do anything else.
That brings it to Kala.
I'm
Actually,
gonna shoot.
if you don't mind, before that, he will use the last legendary action
No, he won't.
to do another tendril attack on Alexa.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like an auto succeed.
Definitely hits. You take 14 piercing damage.
It's by
Grappled
10
restrained.
HP. So he rips me out of some roots.
Yeah, you're no longer grappled by those. He just pulls you out. You're
Right.
semi-conscious. You hear the snapping and the popping of the roots. And yeah, you are pulled closer to the Vinewrath.
Oh, fuck us.
Kala.
Yeah, so I'm gonna shoot the mob up there first.
Okay. Yes, 25 hits.
Then I'm gonna shoot the vine wrath. Will that be at an advantage because I'm invisible, or can it see me?
Let's see. It is not at advantage.
Okay. $21.
I'm pretty sure that hits. Ooh. That is exactly what you needed to hit.
Alright, 38 damage.
Ow, ow, ow!
Alright.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's higher than I'd like it to be.
One of these arrows just pierces directly into this thick, leathery bulb at the extreme end of it. Yeah, and it sort of like wriggles and pulses the side. You see, like, it's almost like a muscle twitch, but it's an odd planty texture instead of flesh. Solid hits. Three of the Mordrem in that horde just collapse to the ground. Alright, that brings it to Alexa, who is stunned.
Who's everything?
Um,
I've never seen so many status markers on a character.
Yeah, that's a lot of pre-existing conditions.
Get to the caster here.
That is cool.
You think that caster wants to maybe run away?
Thinks it's the
It
tide
hasn't
is
been hit
turning.
yet.
He just saw his friend die. I mean, that's pretty traumatic.
It's pretty enraging.
Oh, fuck.
Gotta get a little closer.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Who's in range? Grimace.
Who's not in
Alexa,
range?
Galatar. Their spells don't have a great deal of range, oddly enough. So... Oh, that actually does have a stupid range. I didn't realize that. Okay. So it takes a quick look at the three of you grappled and being pulled towards this creature. Galatar covered with this sheen of pulsing green energy, and it stamps its staff on the ground, reaches its hand out.
Thank you.
Ah, yes. Something hit
6
you.
points of acid damage. I had forgotten about the thing I told Kitri about.
Good call. Good catch.
Yeah.
So it
Alright, now you
extends its
can call
hand and then clenches its fist.
Uh-huh.
Casting a spell.
Sure.
So, any spell on you of 3rd level or lower ends as it casts Dispel Magic.
I don't think any of the spells. 4th level for the
Mage
good
Armor.
gift. Oh, I guess Mage Armor would be, yeah.
Your Blade Song doesn't count because it's not a spell.
Yeah.
What level is your acid spell?
4th.
4th level. This is... So you just roll a 20.
That's brutal.
Yeah. So that spell is dispelled.
Uh-huh.
Are there other spells on you?
Not
Foresight.
Foresight, yeah, sorry, 9th level. Don't
just
take
goes-
foresight.
13 doesn't make it. If I had called the other roll for foresight, it would have.
Yeah, 20.
So that the acid spell, foresight.
I'm regretting calling shield and not counterspelling this motherfucker.
Shield is still on you, but well, it's
Yeah.
not because that's lower, so that one goes away.
Oh,
too.
that's true too. Yeah, that's another one I had not thought of.
Shield and mage armor gone.
Yeah. So the dragon is not
see her?
on
Unrest
you.
him. Just like totally.
Let me check
Oh
this
my
real quick.
God.
Spell magic.
That was a well placed.
But when
So I
you-
am concentrating on the dragon. I don't know if that it says anything about
Yeah.
concentrating in the wording of your effect. Oh, speaking of
No,
which,
the
oh, you
effect
didn't do
itself,
that.
he
Never
would have
mind.
to target the dragon to.
That's what I was
that.
thinking.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't think it worked that way.
Okay.
So there's nothing else.
I need to take.
Nobody
Nope.
really fucked your day up, Will.
I only had, I think, for self buffs the shield, the favorite of Cormier, which was the
Major
armor, and then the 4th level spell that you canceled out for the acid.
All right, that will be its turn. Her turn. And that brings us to the top of round 8 with Rena and Birdie's on deck.
Okay. Rena's gonna say, bad doggy, stay. And she's gonna risk the attack of opportunity and try and get up in the zone of the Vinewrath.
It will attempt to hit you. 20 will hit
Yeah, it will.
for what would be 6 slashing reduced to 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
It gives you tickles.
Gives you tickles. So here is something that I'm going to put in the chat that has sort of come in effect. It's the totemic attunement. While you're raging, any creature within 5 feet of you that's hostile has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you. Immune if they can't see or hear you or can't be frightened. So try to look out for my pals. We'll see if it works. Yeah, but with that, I'm gonna reckless attack with the flaming longsword. Let's fucking rock, baby.
22 will hit.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna do it again.
22 will hit again.
All right.
Walk
Sexy.
up and just start trimming the hedges, man.
Hedges trimmed. That is my turn.
Well done, Paige. I think that's a new feature. I don't think I've ever seen that one before.
It was.
It's only
gonna
been
be-
around for 3 levels. But
It's only been around for 3 levels. Don't worry about it.
For bringing
I've
it to the
kept it in the
table.
back of my mind, and it hasn't been super relevant. But then it occurs.
Knock the
like,
cobwebs off that thing and bring it out. You know, let it, don't hide that in a bushel basket. You know.
Okay, it's one of those where I'm like, oh, you can actually work to implement the feature. It's not just by circumstance.
Great.
We have been playing for almost 3 years. I'm still learning how to do things.
A lot to keep track of.
I live life like a little butterfly. Strategy does not come easily to me.
Blitz barbarian life.
That's true. Head empty, just vibes. I think her philosophy is just go towards the biggest thing, and that's the biggest thing right now.
Question: Can I see Galatar and Alexa at the moment?
Technically, I would say yes. You see them picked up and kind of flailing around in these tentacles as it's trying to draw them in.
My limp body.
I can't do anything to help that.
Yeah, Alexa's rolling around like a rag doll.
I will reach out and touch Brina though, and give her a level 3 cure wounds.
Touching me, touching you.
20 healing to
Oh,
you.
sweet Caroline.
As I also
Oh,
pop
oh.
up my final bardic inspiration. I'm gonna do a mantle of inspiration here. And that should get myself, Brina, Galatar, and Alexa 14 temp HP. Plus, you can immediately use your reaction to move up to your speed without provoking attack of opportunity.
Can you use that on 5 creatures, Birdie?
I can. Yeah, I mean, it can go to Grimace. He doesn't take temp Oh, he does
He
take
does
10.
take 10,
It was
yeah.
the mass cure wounds thing. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of. I was like, oh, it doesn't affect Grimace. No, it does. He gets 14 temp HP. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I was like, you can't heal the fucking robot. And then I think I'm gonna go ahead. Well, no, I don't even have to use my reaction. Well, interesting. I will move. Yeah, 5, 10, 15. I'm just gonna move there. And I'm gonna say, because I've got a bad feeling that fine boy has a 10-foot or more reach.
What?
I'll say that's my reaction to move without provoking attack of opportunity. And that's where I'm gonna call that.
Okay.
Good hustle.
On the Vinewrath's turn.
Oh man.
Let's see. Do they get? They do not get their stunning spores back. They are first going to lash out a tentacle towards Bertie.
Well, you gotta make a charisma saving throw first there, big hoss.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Come on, money. 28.
Oh!
Motherfucker!
What?
Charismatic.
How could a Vinewrath be?
Well, they're gonna get their little acid splash on them, right?
Is this guy secretly charming all of us as we fight?
OMG.
That is
It's a
impressive.
19 to hit.
Okay,
Like a
yeah. Well,
giant
obviously
bushel
that
of
hits.
roses.
Yeah, like it's a grand.
Wait, isn't the acid splash
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
gone
yeah,
now?
acid splash.
No,
No.
'cause it's not
It's
concentration.
only
Only on me is
Galatar.
gone.
Oh, so I still have it then.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I've left the glowing green effect on you too.
It's a 7 out of 10.
Would that
Come on.
attack be a disadvantage?
Oh, because Brina's within.
Can it be frightened?
It cannot be frightened.
Oh,
I kind of
bitch.
thought it did.
Good call.
Stupid legendary
Well-
creatures.
Had fun over here.
So, Bertie, you take 10 piercing damage, and you are grappled, restrained.
Unfortunately, no. I had cast freedom of movement before the combat.
Sexy. True.
So
I
that
love
is,
it.
yeah, he's greasy, he's lubed up, and nothing's grabbing onto this guy.
I'm gonna have to come up with a better icon for freedom of movement. I'll give you the haste icon.
Yeah, I had written it on my
you
one
can't be
sticky note on
grappled?
my desk was that I can't. Well, I'll read you I'll drop it in the. Yeah, no effects can either reduce my speed, nor cause me to be paralyzed or restrained.
So you can't.
Oh, well,
be-
spells are other.
or
I'm sorry.
reduce
I
the
guess.
speed.
Grapple
I-
reduces your speed.
Grapple reduces your speed. Yeah.
Well,
But it
I'm
does
sorry,
say that you can
that is
be
magic
grappled.
spells and magical.
If someone grabs you, I
I'm
think.
sorry. I can be grappled and restrained, but I can automatically escape. So I guess for the moment I can be grappled and restrained.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah,
shorty.
because this is not a spell or a magical effect. I don't think.
Okay.
Oh, I guess that's
you
true.
Are
I see.
grappled and restrained.
Yeah,
And you can
Um,
spend 5 feet of your movement next time to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's such an interesting wording.
It is
Yeah.
a little confusing.
yeah.
So you are also pulled 15 feet in and 5 feet up as it drags you across the floor and tries to lift you closer.
Rude.
I use my reaction to Sentinel him for hitting my good friend Bertie.
Absolutely can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck,
Double hit.
bitch.
Yeah.
You
A
sleepy
heavy
boy.
slash through its rooty lower extremities, and it turns at that point and lashes out a tendril towards you.
Oh man, what the hell?
Going
Ah!
You didn't attack recklessly last time. Oh yes, you did. I see the advantage rolls.
Yeah, I did during the. Yeah, no. Go ahead and fuck
Uh,
my shit up.
A 19 to hit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
10 piercing reduced to 5 because you're raging, but you are grappled and restrained, and because you are 5 feet, like adjacent, you
I'm not swallowed.
are lifted. No, you're lifted 15 feet into the air.
Okay. Okay. Grappled and restrained.
If we weren't all about to die, this would be a pretty fun party.
Right?
We go.
They're all about to die, though.
"Yahoo!"
Yeah, it's like a really cool amusement park ride.
This
Yeah,
kind of went
this is
south
a-
really fast.
Tendril So it lashes out a tendril, sweeps over the top of the vine tooth behind Brina, and swipes into the dragon. Those of you still aware and outside the creature can see the illusion just vaguely sort of static pulses and then forms again. It, of course, fails and takes no damage. 1, 2, 3, and no one else is in range. Let's see, and then I need to roll. Do counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is going to try to do a bite attack against Bertie.
Gonna have to make that charisma save.
Does it do it every time it attacks or once per turn?
Let me read the wording here. For the duration, whenever any creature tries to attack you for the first time on a turn, the attacker must make a charisma save.
So since it passed on this turn when it grappled you, the second attack it doesn't have to remake it. The first
Is
time
this
on a
still
turn.
its turn, or is it the
Yeah.
round?
No, it's still its turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it
it does
gets-
have
it gets a lot of-
disadvantage on all the saves on my spells on the next turn, so we're gonna we'll be back, gamers. Don't worry.
As well if you're not inside its belly.
From the grave.
Yeah.
But it starts to pull you up, and you watch as this huge, bulbous,
Great.
head-like area with this lamprey mouth opens up again as it pulls down over top of you like a bell and tries to bite onto you. It does hit, but you take 16 piercing damage, and you take no poison damage because you are immune.
And he does
Oh,
2d8
Hero's Feast.
acid damage.
Oh yeah, and I didn't do the 2d8 for the last acid thing.
Right, so go ahead and roll 2d8 twice,
Yeah.
and then I
Kill
gotta
him.
have this other guy make a thing.
Is it d8 or d10?
It's 2d8.
2d8. Yeah.
Oh, for Galatar.
Oh, that was one. Fuck.
Oh, I forgot about Heroes Feast. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
I wondered why.
Oh, I think it rolled 1d8 plus 2. That's weird.
Yeah.
Technically,
Oh,
I don't know.
oh,
I don't know how
okay.
this works,
Okay.
Ryan. Okay, I was just gonna say because it was a wish spell. It was a level 9 spell, Hero's Feast.
Oh,
I can
he did
see-
cast it at level 9.
Technically, I would say it's 9th level. Yeah, but he rolled a 12, so...
Right, I could tell it from your expression. It looked like you failed.
Ooh, 10 and
10
11. Shit.
10 and 11, yeah.
That's good stuff. Give it acid reflex.
Acid, yeah. And then it
Yeah.
bit me? 16 damage.
Well, that was the second 2d8, so...
Yeah, that's
It
not very
instantly
nice.
releases you as this acid splashes inside its mouth and it recoils. See, I think I have a roaring growl. Yeah. That'll bring it to the Mordrem people, who...
But I get to go do this.
here, because they can't really get... Well, hang on. I need to measure, because I don't think they can get closer. 60, 60... Okay, so they can move horizontally a little, but they have to go north to keep away from the dragon. They are going to try to use their constrict attack. Kitri, with your Moss Heart's dexterity. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. It's low DC though, it's 13.
Oh.
Okay,
I don't know what that was because I can't see it.
the 4.
Aha!
So you take 7 bludgeoning damage as these hands grab onto you and kind of pull you into the swarm, and you are grappled and restrained. And while you're
Okay,
in
that's
there,
fun.
They're going to try to claw you.
Makes sense.
Yeah, 21 hits.
Yes.
So that is 17 piercing damage as their claws start to dig in as they scrape at your tree-like form and try to pull you in closer. That's the only one of them left. That brings us to the Vine Tooth, who... Let's see, they have... How much movement? 20... 5 feet in the air. We'll do even as Birdie, odd as Grimace. Even. So it's gonna rush up behind Birdie, and since it's tall enough, it can just kind of claw at the air at you.
Gotta make that charisma save
Oh,
though.
yes, it does. Fuck.
There's no way it's gonna beat that.
Even as he's like coated in like fucking plant saliva, it like gives this weird glisten to his hair in like a Pantene commercial.
Gel.
Yeah. 15. So it can't attack
Something
you.
about Mary
That's
Jell.
smooth. Alright, so it hops down here. Oh, shit. Alexa's there, too.
It should hit Grimace. You rolled and said Grimace. It should hit Grimace.
Okay.
Nah.
Don't kill Alexa. She's
Man,
stunned, please.
A Grimace is about to eat it. I'm
So
sitting
you're both on
pretty.
the floor, but
Oh wait, Alexa's not stunned anymore anyway, is she?
No, I am
That
not.
was still after the Vinewrath's turn.
Yeah,
Thing's got 10.
I took that
Grimace is
off
restrained, though.
ASAP.
Grimace is
I'll roll the dice.
Just roll it. Yeah, just re-roll it.
That's odd, so it does attack Grimace.
Good.
Okay.
Grimace will take it for you. He was trying to free you anyway if he could have freed himself.
Alright, now Grimace is a construct, so he's immune to poison.
Yep. And AC is just 17.
25 will hit for 15 piercing damage on a bite.
Ooh, that goes right through that temp HP, but only deals 1 point of damage thanks to Birdie.
Aye. A 23 will hit on the claws for another 12 slashing.
Alright.
And the stinger,
How many attacks does this guy get?
3. Bite, claw, stinger.
How rude.
16?
Does not hit. Armor class is 17.
Alright, so it does not take piercing damage. The danger in the tail is the poison, but...
Mm.
There's another horde down in the south. Did they get a turn last round?
Oh, they were
son of a
still
bitch.
frightened.
I don't.
I forgot.
No.
There's
They don't have
actually
a-
more.
Oh.
They don't have the icon down there, so.
Oh, that
Those-
one's not
those,
frightened.
those are the ones that are not frightened anymore.
Gotcha.
Others
There are
who need
2
to
more
make
that
a
are
save.
frightened.
Oh, yeah,
Two
I think
more that are frightened.
Yeah.
because
Good.
those ones are
remember.
up somewhere. God.
I think the both of them are down south.
Let's stop looking at the map.
Yeah, don't zoom out. Just don't zoom out.
No one else look at the map.
Yeah, stay zoomed in. It's fine.
Oh
It's really
man.
not that bad.
But it was like, oh no, did they make their
did they
save?
pass their...
There are
Save?
2 that have failed. There was one that saved last time,
Oh,
and they just hadn't had a chance to move yet because it's at
Oh,
the end of
no.
their turn.
Oh.
But that means these.
So there's only
guys-
one more that's in
so
frame.
those guys could
Cool.
have actually moved within range to do their thing.
Maybe they can take. No, they have to take their action to dash.
They have to-
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. So we didn't take any damage from them this time.
This, yeah, nothing has
getting there,
changed. This, but it's gonna change next
Thank
round.
you for the reminder. I was not. This
Yeah,
is a
there's-
long fucking map.
This guy over here, I think he's still frightened.
Oh shit! Yep, I forgot to do him.
Oh, we're behind the wall.
That is a 20.
That fucking sucks.
But saves at the end of his turn, right?
Right.
I
so he
think
could not have
so.
moved. But it
So.
is now his turn.
Well, fuck up.
Fuck a duck. All right.
Damn
so
it.
What does he have? 40 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Man, this got worser.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
Don't they take half damage on the dragon too now? Or is that something else?
what is it?
When they
no, they have to do an investigation check. I think it is to perceive it as an illusion, and then they
Yeah.
take.
Okay.
from the board.
Okay.
Start charging towards key tree.
Because they still
Have to
think
use
the
his action
dragon
to
is
dash.
real.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
They're just not afraid of it.
Right.
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
And then this guy is gonna turn this way.
Oh, and they don't get half damage. They just have advantage on the saving throw against its breath if they make the investigation check.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Better than just the free half damage, yeah.
Shit.
It's one of those things, though. It's funny when they would succeed the first check and then fail it a second time. It's like, how'd you forget it was an illusion, bruh?
It just felt so real, man. You know when a dragon breathes lightning onto you.
It's true.
That's pretty traumatic.
It's,
I
I
like to
believe
think
it.
like the damage is really just the trauma you're experiencing emotionally.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it is psychic damage, isn't it? Or is it actually elemental?
So it is the elemental damage, which is a weird thing about the spell, because you can pick one of the damage types that then the breath damage does.
Mm.
But the saving throw is intelligence because it is an illusion. It's not really there. So it's very weird.
So,
Ooh, that's a cone.
I don't like that.
I don't
Galatar,
either.
Alexa, and Grimace need to make Constitution saving throws. It's
All
really
right.
low DC.
At least they're not dexterity. You know what?
Crazy geometry going
Right
on.
now.
24 and Grimace is.
Fuck me.
Galatar is a 24 and Grimace is a 20. I think 1. I think his thing's +4.
I'd like to see some double digits tonight.
Well, thank God he didn't take out my 9th level spell because I rolled a 4 on the first one for the con save.
Mm.
All right. Nothing happens to Grimace and Galatar. Alexa,
She's done it.
as this tree-like creature begins to kind of stomp its way forward, it takes a deep breath and exhales a cloud of spores. And as you breathe in, you feel the inside of your chest kind of tighten, and your skin begins to take on a bark.
Oh, not again.
You are still restrained. At the end of your next turn, you need to repeat the saving throw. And that brings it to Galatar's turn with Kitri on deck.
Bark petrified
Okay.
cage.
I have a question for you, good sir.
Yes.
And that is, would I consider this caster down here to be a wizard or to be a plant-based creature?
That,
I stabbed one up close and killed it, so I think I'm
you
familiar with their
engaged these
anatomy.
before.
Yeah.
And you're familiar with Kitri, very much. And you know that they are not the same as plant creatures. They are humanoids.
Okay, so even though this thing's like been seemingly corrupted or something, it's still a humanoid.
His whole
I can't
aesthetic is plants, but he's
can't
not a
just-
plant.
Light his
Such
ass
a
off.
lie.
What?
Cool.
They're posers. They're just posers. All of them.
How far am I from the Vinewrath there technically? Because I'm also 15 feet in the air, right?
20 feet.
So, okay, so I'm still just 20 feet away.
Yeah.
All right, well.
In order to avoid doing the calculation for the hypotenuse, when you're in a triangle like that, just use whatever the longest measurement is.
Okay, I'm gonna use. I've only got 1 7th level left, but I'm just gonna use it. I am. It doesn't do anything to upcast it, but whatever. Am just gonna do Steel Wind Strike at 7th level. I
Okay.
can't get him because he's 40 feet away, but I can get the Vinewrath, this guy, and the Vine Tooth, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think that'll work.
So I'm gonna start with the charger, and then I'll go clockwise if that's okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay. That's a 29 to hit. Also.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. That will be 6d10 of force damage. 4, 5, 11, 15, 25, 34 points of force damage.
That'll
got-
do it for him.
Sweet. And then the Vinewrath, Galatar will bamf next to him and take a couple swings. Let's do on the first roll. No, 7. So yeah, I don't think that hits. That's only an 18 to hit. I'm pretty sure that
It's not
misses.
hit.
I rolled 7 and a 2. Okay. And then for the Vine Tooth,
Mm-hmm.
that's a 17 on the first one, and so close to being a 20. 19 on the second one, so a 30 to hit.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
And he's going to take, ooh, that's really good. 10, 9, 9, 28, 35, 40, 47 points of force damage.
Ooh, a heavy hit. He is looking
That
rough.
was a good roll on the damage die. And then, so I can end up next to one of the creatures that I struck because I teleport to each one as part of the spell.
Yep. So you are no longer grappled and restrained.
Yes, I am going to teleport. Oh, these are such difficult decisions, right? This sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna teleport next to this guy. And then I won't be 15 feet in the air anymore.
Yep.
And I'm going to move part of my movement to get right up next to him. And that's actually, since I still have plenty of movement, I'm going to circle around him to there.
All right.
And for my bonus action, I am going to move my dragon again. And I think I'm going to move my dragon straight down. Let me double check how far that is. 60 feet is to there. And then a 60-foot cone would go out to here. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to have the dragon move to there and fully engulf this first wave of guys in lightning. Yep, perfect.
Cool.
And we are on round, what of combat? 8. Okay, so he's got till the end of round 10. He's gone. End of the turn round 10. Okay, so
They
it's
fail or save.
fail their save, so that is 7d6. Oh, I just realized I've been rolling that with 66, so whoops me. Oh, that's such shitty damage roll. That's 3 2s and 4 1s for a total of 10 points of damage. And that's
Wow.
my turn. Yeah, that was real bad.
One of them just takes it full in the face and is just like disintegrated, and the others kind of spread around like water hitting a rock to move around that space.
All right. Well, that's shitty. Okay, that's all I can do for my turn.
Right. Let's see. Let me double check the range on this. Alright, so that's not gonna matter. And I think it doesn't. Oh, it is. Yep. Okay. That brings it to Keytree.
So, I'd like to just slam this horde of people again.
Yeah, 18.
That's
hits.
18 to hit and 15 bludgeoning damage.
15 bludgeoning damage. Yeah. You
Oh,
grab...
can I actually? Sorry, I'm grappled and restrained. I can't hit when I'm grappled and restrained, can I?
You can. It's just a disadvantage.
Okay.
You just
Well,
wanna
then let me
roll to
just.
attack again.
I'll just hit the slam button. It'll say. I'll hit it normal. Okay, the lower is a 15.
Still hits.
Okay.
So you reach, grab one of these guys who's trying to pull you in, and just squeeze, and its head just sort of caves in on itself, and it drops to the ground behind you.
Oh, did they do damage to
Yeah.
Keytree last turn when they grappled her or did their dexterity thing?
They did.
Because I don't think they took 2d8 acid,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. So Keytree, if you want to roll.
Oh,
2d8
they didn't.
Damage. I
Sorry.
keep forgetting that, even though
I
you're glowing
also.
greens.
I. Well, that's 8.
8's better than nothing.
I thought it was 2 1s initial. I thought it was 2 1s, and that's why I was like, oh.
Mm.
But the 7s and the 1s look very similar. All right, that should then be my turn.
All right, that will bring it to Grimace.
Okay, Grimace is restrained, so he gets his 10 hit points back. How bad is the vine tooth next to him looking? Looking pretty bad, right?
For a vine tooth, it's pretty hurt. Yeah. Yeah, it's
He'll
still like a
take-
big, strong guy.
I
They're pretty resilient.
mean, he doesn't have much opportunity of getting out of this because it's probably a 21 to hit the arm. So he's gonna take 2 attacks against the vine tooth at disadvantage.
Okay.
So the first one is a 16 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay, so that's 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second one is a fuck
Yeah,
everything.
it goes to swipe it, and the thing just catches the bladed arm in its teeth and pushes it to the side.
Grimace of the construct, so he can't cry, but I will do it for him. And end his turn because he can't move.
All right. Brings it to Kala. Actually, at the end of Kala's turn, the Vinewrath is
No.
going to use one of his legendary actions. Alexa, I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Man, Alexa,
The
leave this bitch
vine
alone.
grappling you, one of the thorns just sort of pops off, and a spray of spores hits your face.
Man, you
Super-
already killed A2.
super-
Why you gotta kill Alexa?
Hey.
18 does not pass.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
So you need
Hi,
to use your
Peterlin.
reaction to make a melee weapon attack against a random creature within reach.
Dang. Poor Grim.
So I guess, odd, grim, or even Vinewrath.
Or Vine Tooth.
Vinetooth, sorry. Vinetooth.
Okay.
Melee attack, so like a.
Like, if you have a staff, you can use it, or I guess you're using a wand, so you definitely do an unarmed strike.
Right, I was saying I don't actually. I don't have. Oh. How do you add the unarmed strike back to your thing?
Just roll a DC
I,
plus strength plus proficiency.
Yeah, so a 5. RD20 plus 5 to hit. There. That's definitely not.
You flail ineffectively. And now it is Call's turn.
All right.
Yeah, okay, I can
gonna
use the reaction. I have a reaction. I think about that.
Shoot these guys by key tree.
Definitely hits.
41, and then I'm gonna shoot the charger there.
4 more of these guys just line up perfectly as Keetree's pushing them back. And you manage to take them all out. Divine that?
No, the charger. Yeah,
Gotcha.
20?
Yep, that does hit.
47.
Jesus, he is looking really rough.
But I'm just gonna stay there.
Okay. Alright, at the end of your turn, the Vinewrath is really kind of no reason for this, but he's gonna use 2 of his legendary actions, and Grimace and Alexa need to make dexterity saving throws. As he heaves his
Can
bulk
they
up
succeed with restraint? Is it a
I
disadvantage?
thought it was auto fail.
Because they're restrained.
Disadvantage on
Disadvantage?
dex. Disadvantage.
Ugh, that's a nat 1 on the first of the disadvantage rolls for Grimace, so
That's another single
you
digit
roll
number.
a 0.
So you guys take 11 bludgeoning damage and go
Okay.
prone as it heaves its bulk up and slams it into the ground. And then it.
I mean, I guess I can go prone.
Yeah.
But you can't get back up because you have no movement because you're grappled.
And joke's on us because we were already getting attacked with advantage anyway. So. What more are they gonna do?
20. You guys are all pulled along with it.
Is it maybe just coming to say hello?
Oh, it's definitely coming to say hello. That is
Are you sure it can move that far? Like, really sure?
half of its movement. Yep.
Ugh.
Which brings it to Alexa.
Yeah, hang on. I just had to reload D&D Beyond. It's all freaking out on me. Yes, I was gonna look. Yeah, I didn't get my or no. Prone. So we were dragged. What is prone? Prone. Da 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 da. Yeah, that doesn't really change what I was gonna do. Okay. But our position kind of does. So I guess that's we're kind of being drug along the ground, and I can see everybody now. I just kind of roll over on my back and smile, throw my hands up in the air, and I just start making a giant ball of energy, and I will transmute a quickened, because I can think I can do both at the same time, level 8 alkali ion for some shit tons of damage right on top of us.
Okay.
So it should be right there.
Yep.
And yeah, I just press the button with this one.
Damn, good roll.
Dexterity.
A couple ones. But yeah, I'll take it.
So, potential 56 total damage. That's solid.
There's 2 enemies there, and they both fail their dex saves.
So they take 43 fire damage as I change it from acid to fire just to light up these plant bastards in some vengeance.
Okay.
And it was quickened because with the last little bit of freedom I feel in my body as it's plant petrifying, I am gonna reach out into that caster's mind and just tell him, "You're not gonna win this," and I will mind sliver his ass.
Intelligence save?
Yes.
Ooh, nice
8.
damage.
16 psychic damage, and he gets a minus D4 on a save.
Okay.
All right, let me get my sub-pell points in order, and then I'll make that save I need to make.
Yes.
So that was a level 8, right? I clicked the right button. Yes.
And that vine tooth's still standing? Is it barely holding on now?
Yeah, it's looking really rough.
Oh, okay. Need him to die.
Some blood on him.
Okay, what was the save I need to make? Con?
Constitution. It's fairly low.
Oh, shit. I wild magic, because I cast it. And wand, because I meted. I think it's this button.
Oof.
Haha, so that's a couple people. Everybody around me needs to make constitution saving
Everybody.
throws.
That's so funny.
Alright.
I was hoping it would be one that affected them or freed me.
Ooh, Grimace has rolled really well on those. 22 for Grimace.
So yeah,
1 damage?
oh no, that's what it rolled.
Oh,
so I
okay.
need to roll
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
2d6. R2d6. Take 4 necrotic damage.
Okay.
So does a 19 save?
Is your DC
No.
still 21?
21 is what you have to save against to take
Okay.
4 necrotic damage.
Thanks for nothing, Alexa.
Dang.
Although you're 15 feet in the air,
Well, that's true. You're in the air too.
away from Alexa. Are you
And it
within
says
10
10
of
feet.
her?
of
Oh,
you, and Alexa's
That's
on the
true.
ground prone.
Brina does
Brina
not
is
have to
correct.
Do that.
Oh yeah.
Good call.
Thanks. IRL, Alexa. Just kidding. Everything's fine.
Chandler, did you roll for Grimace?
Yeah, he rolled a 22. He's rolled really well in con saves.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, and anyone who also failed falls prone.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, yeah. No, both of the other guys failed, so they are both prone now.
Ooh.
I proned the Vinewrath.
Prone to Vinewrath, yeah. This pulse of necrotic energy sapping everything of its vital essence. Yeah.
Okay, then con.
Constitution save as you're trying to beat a 13.
Oh no!
Well, okay. Here's the. Oh no, because I don't think I can use it for saves. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, it's ability checks. Just kidding.
As the vine closes
That
around
gets me.
you, your arms outstretched, a wicked, satisfied grin on your face.
Very much.
Feel your consciousness leave you as everything tunnels black, and you are petrified as a tree. You are a solid hunk of wood. I did not think that was gonna work. That's amazing.
Well,
That brings
I got
us
to leave a parting gift at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Proning the Vinewrath. Iron Tender Leosha.
Ooh.
She is going to reach out towards you once again, Galatar, and
Mhm.
close that fist and attempt to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
She has to do checks.
Also, I thought Dispel Magic can only dispel one effect on the creature at a time.
Oh, Dispel
It's
Magic
all
is
effects?
fucking dope. It automatically gets rid of all 3rd level and lower, and then you
Yeah.
roll every other effect
Oh.
that's higher. Yeah,
Oh, I thought you had to do it per one.
it's a crazy spell.
That's wild.
Uh,
So just 2 level 9s are.
so Foresight goes away.
Okay.
Hang on.
Yep.
Double check.
Just ruin your
Yes.
day. Oh
Just
my
verify.
god.
So then for Hero's Feast, even higher. So
Okay.
Hero's Feast goes away as well.
Oh,
19 both times.
no!
Wow. All right.
That's Hero's Feast just for him, not
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
us.
just the effect.
Thank
We're
God.
fine, right?
You watch
Wait
them
a
close their fists and they pull towards themselves, and you see these little translucent threads kind of move towards them, and then they throw them and just scatter them like raindrops in the sunlight, shafting through the ceiling. They kind of watch as the light sparkles, and they turn back to you. Now let's play. But that's the end of their turn.
Oh, we're gonna play.
The top of round 9, Brina is up.
This guy's scary. Okay, so I have disadvantage on the attack because I'm still restrained and grappled, but I also have advantage on the attack because it's prone.
Eat straight roll.
Okay. If I reckless attacked, would that
Doesn't
give?
help.
Yeah, okay. There's
Yeah,
too many
it
layers.
all comes out in the wash.
This is somehow more meta than one expected. 23?
23 will hit.
22 points of damage.
Solid hit.
Get fucked. 4.
Another one.
22 points of damage.
You stab your sword into it. You see this flames licking on either side, charring its way through this plant-like skin, and you just pull it towards yourself, raking open this long swath of destruction in its long stem. Good hits. Yeah,
I love a swath of destruction. Okay.
it's looking hurt. Like it's hard to describe creatures this large and this resilient. Like
Does it look
it has
wilted?
seen severe damage, but it's still got some fight in it.
Does it look wilted or underwatered? Overwatered?
Definitely damaged.
A little yellow on the edge.
Yeah,
That'll bring it
yellowing
to-
leaves.
Bertie?
Oh. That was a very tough decision. Yeah, I think I will spend my. Damn it, Alexa. I will seeing Alexa go petrified. I will spend my 5 feet of movement to freedom of movement out of my restraint condition and
Okay.
fall to the ground to the side of Alexa here. Do I even have the? Let me make sure I got the components. Hold on. Diamond dust. Where's the 100 pieces? Actually, I think I just have diamonds at the moment. I do not have any diamond dust, I don't think. That is unfortunate.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. I think Birdie would yell out like key tree. And yeah, Brina's really far away too, which is unfortunate. Can I see what a 60-foot cone looks like?
Yeah.
And can you turn that so it, yeah, what's that look like? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna, can I pull back like 5 feet to try and get everybody in this cone except, or maybe shift it. Can I get everybody in there except, I don't want to get, the Grimace. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, fuck Grimace. I'm keeping it up.
But is it Brina or is it you, Paige? I just don't know which one of
me.
you hates Grimace.
It's me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, should I do that?
Maybe Brina. She doesn't like him as much as the other robot.
The one that you never take on adventures with us?
Yeah, because I don't want him to die. He's a barkeep. He's found his calling.
We have a lot of pets we never take on adventures.
Yeah, Biscuit
What's
needs
our dog's name? Biscuit? Yeah.
Okay. I am going to actually, let me make sure I've got this right here. Yeah, I'm gonna 55 feet. And these guys are okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. I'm gonna unleash as Birdie like wraps his loot off his back and starts kind of plucking on these cords of this like furtive like mad dash across these strings. These like little shoom, shoom, shoom rays of like rainbow energy come out, and everybody in that cone, so the 3 enemies in front of me, essentially, needs to make a dexterity saving throw as I cast 7th level prismatic spray.
The Vinewrath and the caster.
And the mammoth boy, if he's still alive.
Oh no, he's gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's certainly less climactic then.
Oh yeah, that's weird. I don't see him on my screen anymore.
He
yeah.
died from the what's it
Nightcrawler
called?
Bamfing sword attack.
Yes.
Thank
Steel
you.
and strike.
Yeah, Steel and Strike. There it is.
Okay.
I can't think of its name. I just always think of the time you fucked us up with it in campaign 1.
Well, hold on. That changes things.
What are you doing?
I was getting more bang for my buck until now, Ryan. All right. Fuck it. I'm gonna move a little bit here. If I can dance out and around, kind of around this Vinewrath. Can I do that? Can I move to that square? Is that allowed? If I move through Alexa's space, like 5, 10, 15, 20, can I get to there?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and unleash my 9th level psychic scream.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody, I think I get the horde, the scary boy, the Vinewrath, the wizard.
Yeah, what's the range? 60 feet?
60 feet. I'm sorry, 90 feet actually, I think. And D&D Beyond just crashed. Cool.
That guy above you? Yeah.
You actually get the charger to the north.
I think it's 90 feet. My D&D Beyond is reloading. Crashed.
Cool. I can double check real quick. Psych. $90 feet.
90 feet. Yeah. So they all need to make intelligence saves, I believe. And I believe the Vinewrath, having attacked me on its previous turn and succeeded, has disadvantage on that save. Yeah, D&D Beyond is full on crashed for me.
Is it hitting this guy, the caster?
Yeah, it should.
He's got a minus D4 because of my mind sliver. Another party
interestingly,
gift.
The charger to the north is unaffected because he has an intelligence score of 2 or lower.
What?
Oh, yeah,
Aw.
yeah. If it's 2 or lower, yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, so
Ignorance is bliss.
I'll give you. So if you click your character, Birdie,
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
back. I've
you can actually do it in Foundry. If you click your token, the menu that pops up in the left corner under spells, you can
Ooh.
click Psychic Scream at the bottom, and it should put it in chat with buttons to click for damage.
okay.
Fail.
So intelligence 19 save.
13. Is it half damage on a success?
Half on a success, and if they fail, they're
Matter for
stunned.
Bluetooth. So yeah, they all fail.
Fantastic. Yeah, and if it kills them, their head
5
explodes.
damage.
And they can make a save at the end of their next turn to try and end the stun. But
So
they're
they take damage and they're stunned. Which is... Where's my icon? There it is. No, it's unconscious.
Nice turn, man. That was good.
I worry about spending those 9th levels because that's a 100 hit point heal I just threw out the window. But
Yeah, that's a real turning point in the battle, and you taking out that many people or like heavily damaging them. That's huge.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a real
I
high turn.
gotta get some diamond dust. I forgot. I thought it was diamonds. I got like 2,000 gold worth of diamonds on my person.
I think Kichi still has that thing too that can like
Blinged out.
auto do
She's
the
got
greater
that
restore.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
she got the beads thing. So
The,
that's-
yes, the beads.
but
That's why
still,
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
that action economy, you know.
Yes.
Aw, good, he's not dead. I want to kill him so bad.
Fine tooth head
So-
explodes
That would be awesome.
as there's this low strumming of this constant like the yeah chord.
Yeah, do you just like do like a screamo thing, or do you just do like the low rumble? Like, what does it sound like?
I think it's like a low rumble that like starts to reverberate off this wall, and like the Vavian lute kind of starts to reverberate itself as well, and it just gets, for those who can hear it, just like incredibly loud. This like power chord.
Feel it in my bark.
Yeah, brown note. Like yeah.
I say it's like the
That's pretty
classic
cool.
rock thing where it sounds like the guitar is talking. Yeah, I'm talking about wow 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 wow. All right,
Mhm.
but very
Oh yeah,
scary.
it's the Frampton voice box. Yeah,
Wow, wow.
yeah. The Vinewrath is tremendously damaged. The Vine Tooth, the head just splits open. 5 of the Mordrem in the horde down to the south, just
Mm.
heads pop and they drop.
It's
Everyone
popping,
else
they
sort of
drop.
like clenching their heads, stunned. The spellcaster also stunned. So they remake the save at the end of their next turn. The end of each of its turns. Motherfuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
9th
Oh.
level.
9th level spell. They're
I'm an
they're
idiot.
stunned.
So
Plus, the Vinewrath's going to take another 13 points at the end of its turn from Alexa's thing, so we are crushing it.
That is coming up, yes.
I forgot that this thing could unstun itself.
It
Right?
probably will.
Oh, I guess it probably has legendary
the,
saves too.
the Vinewrath is going to definitely use a legendary.
Uh-huh.
I
That makes
forget
a lot
it
of
has
sense.
them, but yeah, for sure. 100.
That's
All right, yeah. Some tremendous damage pumped out there, as it should be from a 9th level spell.
yeah, that's a real tide turner.
Although what's wild is my 9th level spell is about equivalent to like 1 Brina or Kala round of like.
That was metal. That
Yeah,
was
Well,
but
but-
you stun people,
It's true.
so you know,
I mean, Kala stuns people too.
and you
Like
do it on an
200
intelligence save. It's
damage,
pretty good.
55 times 4 different targets.
Yeah, exactly.
And in a heavier target environment, it would have been more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Legit.
That 90-foot range is incredible.
Psychic Scream, baby.
So the Vinewrath is going to use half of its movement to.
It takes
stand up.
13 fire damage first.
Is it at the end of its turn?
I thought it was at the start.
I think it's the start.
Oh.
Everything else in there is
Scroll,
dead.
scroll.
At the end of its
scroll.
turn.
All right, it's going to stand up. And
End of his
then
turn. You're all right.
It's fine. It's going to use a tendril attack to try to hit Galatar.
Oh, it can hit me from that far away? That's so far.
It has a crazy range.
I like it.
17 does not hit.
It, weirdly enough, does not. Despite my now
that's
much
right. What
lower
is
than
your
usual
AC
AC.
now?
19. Because you took away my mage armor.
Another tendril will lash out at you to attempt to hit you.
I'll
And this
throw up
one
a shield.
will definitely hit.
I'm sure it'll probably still hit. It's fine. My AC is just 24.
26 to hit.
Mm.
So you're grappled, restrained.
You can't make me.
You are pulled 20 feet closer.
Well, fuck. How much damage did that do?
9 piercing.
9 piercing. Okay, cool.
And then it will use a tendril attack on Grimace. That'll hit. So Grimace takes 11 piercing damage.
Okay, and did you roll that with advantage because he's restrained and prone? So I just want to, if you
I
want
did.
to try to, okay, just in case you want to crit.
Thank
Then
you
what
very
do
much.
Okay, so it's 11
And
from
we'll
Grimace.
roll on Brina. Ooh, and that is a crit as he squeezes with the tendril that has you. The thorns bite deep. It would normally be 24 piercing damage reduced to 12.
But
Not
it's just
terrible.
24? What is it?
Reduced to 12. Yeah,
Oh,
so
period.
12 because you're raging.
Get out of here.
Then I need to roll. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, right, because Alexa's restrained. So 3.
I'm dead. I don't know if I'm still a target, I guess.
Ooh, actually, it has a range on this. What is the range? So I can only do odd or even, and that is even. So it will use its bite attack on Grimace.
No.
That'll
Don't
hit.
do
He
that.
takes no poison, so he takes 13 piercing damage.
Okay, he's getting real low.
And he's gonna move over here and pull you guys with him.
Oh, what?
Well, it's kind of a nice, like, travel convenience.
I keep forgetting that I'm just getting yanked.
Alexa stays where she is.
Oh, it leaves me behind. It doesn't care about me.
No, you are petrified. You are no longer
Yeah.
free.
Doesn't have me, and you're just a tree. So.
Yeah, but the important thing's Birdie's still up, which is good, and he's not restrained because of his thing, so
Mordrem
True enough.
swarms.
that is important.
This one, 5. Oh, wait, nope.
And they do think the dragon's
Stunned.
real. I'm just saying.
Well, it's done, so I can't do anything anyway.
Ugh.
This one can. So, at the end of its turn, it can remake the intelligence save. I have no
19
hope that
intelligence
it will do
save.
this.
Yeah.
16, so it's still stunned. These guys.
Oh.
They have to use their action to dash because they are traveling. They're going to try to move around their friends who they see are stunned. These guys will remake their wisdom saves versus the fear. That is a 17. 6. So they're still out of it. Oh yeah, these guys haven't been making their saves. Shit. Keep ending their turn after attacking and they are not actually making their saves. 18 does not save. Fuck. So, yeah, they are going to attack Keytree with their claws at disadvantage because they are frightened.
Frightened.
14, I don't think hits. Keytree is not hit. That is all of them. Ooh, yes, there is one of those guys left. So there is no Vine Tooth anymore. I can remove him. Charger, the one remaining. He is going to use his petrifying breath on Keytree. So I need Keytree's Moss Heart form to make a Constitution
Ruh-roh.
saving throw.
That can get sticky.
Mary there? Her camera's off.
She is at her lab still, so I do not know. She may have had to run up and do something.
That's cool. I can open the moss heart and make the 7 throw. Saving throws. Moss heart, save, Constitution. Is a 10. So she's already restrained. She is restrained at the moment as she begins to turn to wood, which is odd because she's half a plant monster anyway.
Well, that
So-
could be bad.
At the end of her next turn, I think.
Well, she can Greater Restoration herself if she changes back out of a moss heart. There's that.
She's gonna be petrified as a moss heart.
You can't resto before you're affected.
Yeah, you can't cure your
Oh.
petrification before you're
Yeah,
affected.
it's not like a vaccine.
Yeah.
It's not just a treatment. It's
You're on your way to true tree form. Keep train.
Raggy.
hey, she's a humanoid, not a plant creature.
To the giant moss heart
it
we're
will-
working
Not
with right
yet.
now.
I mean, she'll be a giant tree.
Her moss heart is gonna be a dead ass.
Question: if they attack her tree, do they still take acid damage?
Oh no, tree.
There was bear tree, now there's tree.
Tree.
So trees.
Yep. Back here as it squares itself up and prepares to charge. At the end of its turn, that brings it to Galatar.
Okay, bonus action Misty stepped right in front of our stunned friend here.
Okay.
And then Galatar will just whisper to them, you wanted the battle? You got it. And then he's gonna, while they're stunned, take a sword and try and drive it right through the middle of them with a little green flame on it.
Okay.
So they're stunned, so that is with advantage, even though I don't have foresight anymore, I think.
Right.
And auto crit, right?
Oh, that's really
They're
good.
They're not petrified or
So
paralyzed.
17,
Paralyzed.
30 to hit.
Yeah, 30 will hit. For sure.
Okay, and so that is 20 points of piercing damage
Okay.
plus another 3d8 of fire. Ooh, pretty good. So 6, 6, and 5 is 16 points of fire damage.
Okay. They are badly hurt.
And he's going to take his blade and just shove it further up through them. Again, rolling with advantage. Not one on the first one, and an 18 on the second one for a 31.
That'll definitely hit.
Come on.
And another 7, so 19 more slashing damage.
19.
Yep.
That is one more than you needed.
Oh.
Ooh, take it.
Yeah, as you seesaw that
That
blade
hurts.
out of them, there's just this slight gasp because they're unable to speak, and they slide off your blade and collapse on the floor.
Perfect. Okay, I've got my movement left. Can't do anything with the dragon because Misty Step was my bonus action. So I'm gonna try and get out of the Vinewrath's way, but I don't want to group up with Birdie because of those swarms. So I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I moved it there. All right, and that's my turn.
All right. That brings it to Kitri. So you are grappled and
Okie
restrained by the
dokie.
mob, and you are starting to feel your skin turn to bark.
Oh yeah. Can I try and would that be an action to try and break free, or is that like I'd have to have a
So you're,
grappled
you're,
and restrained, like
you're grappled and restrained by the mob here.
yes.
You could try to break their grip, but you are also restrained by this magic inside you that is turning you to wood. So even if you broke their restraint, you'd still be
Oh.
restrained.
Okie doke. So if I just decided to attack, it would still just be at plain disadvantage, though. Okie doke. And is there some sort of save I have to make to not be petrified? And is that the end of my turn?
The end of your turn.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just try to hit them again.
Sure.
Because even if I can't... Disadvantage.
13 just hits.
So a 13. And they take 13 damage.
Yeah, as another one of these Mordrem, you're able to just reach around and get them in your grasp. They're trying to evade you, but you wrap your gnarly root-like fingers around their midsection and just squeeze. You hear a snap and a crack, and it falls to the ground. And now, if you would use the Moss Heart to make a Constitution save. The DC is 13.
Huh.
20.
Yeah.
You are no longer restrained from the magic.
Bless up.
Yeah, if you'd
Sweet.
gotten him, you would have been in real trouble.
That'll bring you to
Yep,
Grimace.
yep, that would
Can I retcon one thing from my turn? It doesn't affect anything else. It's just the status on me. I have a contingency haste spell on Galatar. Could I have said haste on my turn to have that contingency spell take effect?
Sure.
Oh, actually, I don't know how contingency works with dispel magic, so maybe you want to roll to see if, because it's 6th level
call.
for contingency, so that might have been impacted.
Gone.
Okay.
It was a 23. Yeah.
Perfect. Then that is that. Never mind. So for Grimace's turn. Okay. What is his? Sorry, I'm trying to see what his arm blade like statistic is for the attack.
Like his bonus to hit.
Yeah.
So +7.
Okay, so realistically, at disadvantage, you'd have to roll 14 or better. All right, why not? We're in it to win it. He's gonna take 2 attacks at the. Can he take an attack at the Vinewrath? Or is he technically further than 5 feet away? No,
He's adjacent. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll regain his 10 hit points, and then he'll take 2 attacks at disadvantage at the Vinewrath. Okay. Arm blade, disadvantage. Nat 20s on both of them? Double nat 20s.
Oh yes.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
see
talking
that,
about. 26 damage to the Vinewrath as Grimace is a hero.
Damn, never mind.
Yeah.
Don't fuck
Sinks one of those
Grimace.
blades into the Vinewrath's body.
Take back everything I
All
said.
right. Perfect. He's going to attack again. Watch these both be nat ones, but that's fine. That's okay. He doesn't need
Yeah.
to hit a second time. He's already done 26
He
damage.
goes to
That's
hit it, the Vinewrath
insane.
is twitching in pain, and it's just able to kind of
Yeah.
barely miss.
How do you want
Oh,
to do this, Grimace?
Grimace is a hero regardless. I don't care what you do to him now. He's a legend. Okay, that's his turn. That's all he can do because he's still restrained.
Alrighty. Do you want him to stand up?
Oh yeah, I guess if he can, well, his movement is 0 because he's restrained. So then he's restrained and prone.
that's
So I
right.
don't think he can
Yeah,
stand
you
up.
can't.
The
Well,
grapple, you have 0 movement.
Oh yeah, because he's grapple, restrained, and prone.
Yeah.
So he's
And
just being dragged along the floor, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, that brings it to. Well, I'll tell you what. Before that, the Vinewrath will use his tendril, legendary action, to strike back at Grimace for that critical hit.
You sure?
So he will take 11 piercing damage.
Well, there's all the health he just healed. Alright.
That will bring it to Kala's turn.
Right, just doing the same thing as before. So, first one on the mob and the second on the charger.
Okay.
Charger
Total
head
damage for the
exploded.
mob.
45 for the mob.
How much does that have left? So, yeah,
Charger is
you watch
toast.
as Kitri snaps the spine on one of these things and it falls. The others kind of rush in to take its place. Taking your time, you track and you're just able to catch the rest of them with a single arrow through them. And the mob goes. The large plant-like half dinosaur monster starts to dig its hooves into the ground, preparing to charge. And just as it begins to lunge, you track forward a bit and catch it right through one eye and out the other, passing through, and it is gone as well.
Then I am gonna move and run over here.
Okay.
Beeline agility. That's it.
At the end of your turn, Vinewrath is going to use another tendril attack to attack Brina. A 19 to hit, which would be 8 piercing, reduced to 4 since you are raging. And Alexa is petrified, and Vine Tender Leosha is dead. That brings us to the top of round 10.
Oh, baby.
Finish him off.
Okay, this is my last rage. So I'll have to rage again. So, let's fucking do this, babe. Is he still prone?
No.
Okay. Alright, I'm still in a bit of a mess. So I'm gonna reckless attack and see if I can make this just a straight roll.
Yep, 26 will hit.
Beautiful. Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. You catch a little swipe on the side. 27 will hit.
Okay.
You watch as it opens up like a small portion of this planty flesh, and you strike again right in the same spot. And you start to see it singe with the flame of the blade. 2 solid hits. I mean, it's hurt. It is. You can see now, like as it's trying to loop its coils, it is trying to flee from this situation, carrying those of you who are still grappled with it. But it is having a very difficult time moving.
It's just gonna fucking ragdoll around with him, so. Oh well. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
It will use its last legendary action for a tendril. Odd will be Grimace, even will be Brina, even is Brina.
Touche.
Response for those hits. That'll hit. So it would be 10 piercing reduced to 5 because you're raging.
Okay.
That brings it to Bertie.
Okay. Alexa is still beyond help. Let's see. We've got some hordes down here. Not too worried about them. Okay. I will do a bit of damage for Bertie. I will from here cast a hold on, wait, I've done better. Yeah, I will spend 4 of my Asuran wrist rocket charges as it powers up on the big boy.
Okay. All right.
So that is what?
A d4 plus 1 times.
Correct.
How many charges?
So 4 charges, so 3, 4, 5, 6
6
charges.
darts.
6 darts, yeah.
4 times 6.
4 times 6, 24.
Nice.
24. And you see that power up come out of his wrist and darts fly.
Yeah, several small explosions. You watch these little bits of plant and root just start scattering into the air. It looks like this thing is starting to explode from within. It is badly hurt. It is on its last legs.
Let's see. And I think
Same, bro.
so. I'm sorry, we've done this before, but does that count as casting a spell? Because
Yes,
it says
because you cast it from the item. You don't have to use
cast. Okay,
components,
okay,
but
gotcha.
yeah, you do
gotcha.
cast it.
Okay, that'll be my turn then. I don't have a bonus action beyond that.
Okay.
Actually, I'm happy where I am.
Okay. You sure you don't want to get closer?
No, I think I'm at a comfortable distance. You know, my heal will still reach the intended targets if needed. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, so I don't think. Yep. So it will use a tendril attack on Verena and Grimace. I don't know why I blanked on the name. It's a crit on Verena.
Oh man.
Would be 22 reduced to 11 piercing damage.
How the tables turn.
It will hit Grimace, 25 to hit for 8 piercing.
Okay.
And then because no one else is in range, it's just going to remake those attacks. It gets 4 tendril attacks and a bite. It just can't grapple more than one creature with the same tendril. So 28 to hit Brina for 14 damage reduced to 7. And 29 to hit Grimace for 12 piercing.
Okay.
And then odd will be Grimace, even will be Brina for the bite. That is a 5. So it bites Grimace
Yeah, good luck, Grimace.
and it critically hits.
Oh, I think that's.
Oh,
Doesn't
Paige!
take any poison,
Sorry.
but that is, yeah, that's 12 on the hit and 33 critical.
33 critical will take him to 0. Yeah.
In its death throes, this thing just starts to flail around. Its massive vine-like body just lashing the ground, its tendrils whipping side to side, slashing at you all with its thorns. It pins Grimace to the ground and then engulfs it. And Brina, you guys aren't too far away. So Brina, Bertie, and Galatar are close enough. You guys see this massive bulb head, the mouth go wide, part of it even extrude a little bit as it clamps down, and you just hear this crunch and a shatter like cracking crystal as Grimace is pulled bodily into this creature.
Oh, Grimace, no. Paige Looney says good riddance.
Bye,
Going
buddy.
to-
Is this the
Is this the stat song thing you did before?
What you say? Is it that one?
The day has gone.
Too good at goodbyes. Get out of here.
Further over.
I would like to use my next turn to attack Gallons. Oh dang, he's in its belly. Oh.
Yeah, he's at. He got that.
My belly.
He's been eaten.
My belly.
Oh wow, people are getting really far away now.
Yeah,
he's running.
it starts to just drag itself across the floor, and you guys who are behind can see this thick trail of dark green sap just smeared on the ground beneath it. Brings it to the Mordrem swarms. 10, 15, 20, 25. This one will come up and engulf around Galatar. I need Galatar to make a dex save.
Right as he lost his best friend.
It's a 13. It's pretty low.
20 on the save.
Yeah. You feel them kind of grasp around you, and you're unconsciously sort of stepping out of the way as you lock eyes on the Vinewrath. and
Yeah, he's
track
just
it.
watching that.
They are going to attempt to claw at you. They do not get advantage, and they do not hit. You are just unconsciously able to parry out of the way. The other guys are going to make intelligence save. Fail. Wisdom save, fail. Wisdom save, fail. Charger is Dade. That brings it to Galatar's turn.
Yeah, so Galatar, having just watched Grimace kill, is gonna forget everything he was otherwise gonna do, and as his dragon fades, because he's not gonna use it this turn, he's gonna bamf with Misty Step to go 10, 15, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here, and then is gonna get up right next to the thing with his movements, 5, 10, 15, one more, 20, and is gonna take 2 regular swings. So let's see, plus 13 to hit. All right, that is a 32 on the first one.
That'll hit.
For 19 points of slashing damage. As he tries
Some
to.
additional fire.
Oh, you're right. I didn't throw the flame blade on that. Can I? Is that okay, or do you want me to roll again to?
No, it's cool. I assumed you lit that shit up.
I'm so like I as a person am currently very upset about Grimace's hit, so I am very distracted. Okay. 3d8. Right.
I, as a person, am clowning in the group
As a
chat.
person. 7, 8, 5 is 2 points of fire damage. So it does an additional 20 points of fire damage.
How does Galatar want to do this?
I think seeing
Seems
Grimace
appropriate.
get cut and see it get swallowed, he's trying to like cut Grimace out of the thing and is just like wildly slashing at it as quickly as he can. Just to see if he can try and like rescue Grimace or do anything. Like I don't know if he has put together that Grimace is probably just permanently dead. Like he's just trying to get him out of there any way he can.
Fair enough. So yeah, you guys all hear this extended roar, starts shaking dust from the walls as this creature keels upward and falls to the side as Galatar sprints up to it, easily avoiding the Mordrem soldiers, and just begins to hack and slash in a wild flurry of blades. You can see the flicker of his eerie green flame attack, now that much more verdant, powered by his rage. And just bits of leaf and vine and root and bark start flying all over the floor. Sap, dark green and sticky, littering the floor at his feet. Eventually, there is like a soft crunching sound as the stone and crystalline form of the jade construct slips out from an opening and hits the stone floor beneath you. The mass of the Vinewrath just sort of caving in on itself from its own weight, motionless and still on the ground. If you would allow, I would say the distraught and anguish that Galatar is feeling, that the dragon disappears.
Oh yeah, and that was the end of the dragon's turn anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So that worked out perfectly, and he didn't use his bonus action for the dragon because he bamped over there. So
you guys, as this creature roars and the air around you vibrates with its death throes, there is a howl of rage from a chorus of dozens of voices to the south as the Mordrem soldiers stop mid-attack, turn tail, and begin to beat a retreat back down the tunnel.
Oh, where are we going, kids?
As it should be, bitches.
And with that, the hall goes quiet once again. Trollskull 6, we are out of initiative. Alexa stands petrified
As prone.
reaching up from the
Alexa,
ground, now petrified as a tree-like statue.
Keytree will unwild shape.
Okay.
And she'll use her amulet or necklace of prayer beads to cast Greater Restoration on Alexa.
Okay. You guys watch as Keytree goes up to Alexa, kneels down, and clasps her prayer bead necklace, puts a hand out, and with the pale but almost golden green of a fresh sprout, her magical energy sort of diffuses over Alexa's form, and the bark-like skin and some newly protruding plant growths begin to shrink and dissipate, and they fade altogether. And Alexa, your vision comes clear again, and you find yourself lying prone, staring up at the ceiling. All is quiet, except for the faint sound of running water on either side of you.
Oh, I guess we won then, huh?
Yeah, we did. I will just give Alexa a hug, and she'll say, "I'm sorry, I couldn't get over here. There were so many of them."
Oh, I didn't worry for a minute. I mean, It went down. I made sure to leave it a good present. Is everyone
I mean,
else
you
okay?
did look kind of cute as a plant. I mean, not that you should have stayed that way, but I think we should check on Galatar. I don't think that Grimace made it.
Oh,
Brina, you are no longer grappled and restrained. As it falls to the ground, you are dropped unceremoniously on your ass, but the vine loosens around you, and you see Galatar continually slashing even as the thing lies dead, until you hear this heavy thud as part of the cracked form of this jade construct slides out covered in this acidic sap.
Rena just kind of rests her hand on Galatar's shoulder. Not stopping him as much as just trying to settle him. Yikes.
Birdie, you find yourself standing beside Alexa as she comes to, and this key tree joins you. Kala, you are able to take a glance around and make sure that there are no other hidden surprises waiting as you rejoin your compatriots. Still invisible?
No, I'll drop invisibility now.
Yeah.
well,
As you all
those
make your way
giant
to the
vines suck.
southern side of the chamber, there is this massive, like 40 foot hole in the center of the space where the tiles were just blown upward and outward.
How big are these bricks that were blown out?
About as big as you.
Oh, fuck.
Like
Never
they're
mind.
massive stones.
Like, I can't pick one up. Like, if I try to lift one. Damn
I mean,
it.
there are like fragments of some that are lying around that you could.
Are you trying
I
to
mean-
build?
Just steal
Oh,
the bricks.
It's at this point force field at the north end of the hall comes down, and floating out to you, I think this is still up. Pull you guys back over to the art page. This floating figure with spectral tendrils of light kind of dancing like gossamer spiderwebs behind it. The form of Sage Jarus floats outward from this passageway, its arms down at its side, and from its hollow mask illuminated by the energies within, you hear, "Well fought, my friends. You have proven yourselves true allies of Tarir. We are deeply in your debt." His voice sort of effortlessly carries throughout the room.
Galata, are you okay?
I mean,
Is he still hacking at the bush thing?
no, I think once it fell out, like his goal was just to get Grimace out of it.
Okay.
And plus, especially with Brina there, I think once she puts her hand on it, like he's cut Grimace out, he's good. He just done with the Vinewrath.
You know, Galatar, if you want, we could put Grimace in the lifeboat and maybe fix him when we get back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible, and I know he's just a construct that he's not. You know, he probably doesn't have a soul or anything, but I don't know. It just he felt like he was kind of a member of the team. So if we could, maybe take him with us and try and fix him.
We could all get like little keychains and then have like necklaces of him.
Maybe try to fix him first.
Yeah.
Has been a good companion, Galatar.
I like how Alexa's like, let's make keychains out of his body.
Like friendship bracelets? Maybe?
Alexa is an entrepreneur.
How else to keep his memory with you close?
Exactly.
I just
Yeah, I carry my grandma's ashes around in a keychain.
It says Myrtle Beach.
Gam would have
Jesus.
loved it.
I want that for me.
Oh god.
Jaros kind of floats closer to you all and says, "Your construct fell, but the rest of you, you survive. Are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm great. Almost ran out of arrows though. That's a first.
Certainly been worse.
I mean, I'm pretty good. Being a tree is kind of weird.
I've been better, but I'm not terrible.
You have proven yourselves formidable warriors. I am extremely impressed, as I'm sure will be the Luminate. Your work here this day has justified her faith in you.
We always try to rise to the challenge.
And as you take a moment to kind of gather yourselves, you no longer hear the sounds of combat descending from the shafts carved into the roof of this hall that open onto the upper areas of Tarir. Take a moment to kind of collect yourselves, look over the detritus of the battlefield. I will say, neither of the spellcasters have anything particularly useful on them. Both of their staves are arcane focuses. They are like druidic foci, carved of some black wood with strange glyphs, but otherwise non-magical.
You know where the forces like retreated to? We just know they ran.
You saw them kind of disappear south down the halls to wherever it was that they came from, because that's how they came originally.
Okay.
Jaros, as you guys are kind of taking stock of everything, says, "I would not worry about them. The bastions will ensure that any remaining rabble in the tunnels are taken care of. I should call one of the burnishers to repair the damage they've done to this tunnel." Watch they kind of float up about 30 feet in the air until they catch the sunlight, and there's this deep, thrumming, kind of pulsing tone, almost musical, like a 2 or 3 part harmony that moves through the air. And as they float back down to the ground, they just say, "With that done, a burnisher will be here shortly. They are our artisans, our craftsmen, who channel the power of Tarir to maintain its integrity and defenses. They will be able to repair this hole. I have never seen the Mordrem attack in such a brazen way. Our enchantments are usually enough to keep them at bay. I would say that something must have changed, but that seems obvious. Your presence here is acting as some sort of beacon to them."
You think maybe those little frog guys let them in?
The Itzthel have no way to compromise the defenses of Tarir, and we trust them. They have what's best for the jungle always in their minds.
But if the dragon is the jungle,
Yeah.
The dragon likes to say it is the jungle, and its influence is extensive. The Luminate can tell you more as you plan your next steps, but the jungle itself has always been here. and whatever spirit the Itzel prey to does not seem to be tied to the dragon itself.
Speaking of next steps, what happens now?
For now, the legacy is safe.
We party.
Tonight, we honor you.
Oh,
Indeed. We exalted have no need for food and drink, but we do have means of providing such. I imagine tonight will be a night of great celebration. For you and the rest of your forces. For now we rest. We heal. The Luminate, I'm sure, will want to speak with your leaders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have a word whenever.
We should rejoin everyone on the surface. I must ask that you keep this chamber a secret.
Yeah, how do you think they knew we were here? Like, this secret, they seem to know we were, like, right where to come to.
Also, did they know about this place before and it's just never been attacked? Or did they, like, come here because they learned about it from us in some sort of way?
Oh no. Tarir has always been a target for the Mordrem since their master awoke. They know of the city itself, and they can sense the power within, though I do not believe Mordremoth knows its true nature. If any of the elders fully understood the nature of Glint's legacy, this place would become their greatest and perhaps their only target. For that reason, we must keep it secret.
keep it safe.
Keep it safe.
It's involuntary, I apologize.
I was right there. I was on my way to that.
Sorry!
For sure. No, you're good. You're good. I love it. We're speaking the same language.
It's deep within my belly. It had to emerge.
Come. Let us return to the surface. I am certain there are those above who require aid. And he just begins to float majestically back towards the stairs that he led you down in the first place. I'm assuming you all follow politely.
As rudely as possible.
Yeah, we follow disrespect. Terribly on brand.
I mean, it's a shame, right? Because, like, there's a big chamber right there.
I mean, I definitely pocket a giant rock.
Yeah, you asked about the rocks. Like, there are chunks of them that are like fist size, that have been broken.
Oh yeah, I've
The stones as a whole are like,
I
4
pocket a
feet by
fist
4
of
feet.
gold rock.
I pocket a fist.
Why would anyone steal a rock? It's gold.
It's odd as you hold it. You've dealt with gold before, and gold is like it's a metal, so it's hard, but it's also kind of malleable. It almost has a warmth to it, like it conducts the
It's
heat
soft.
in your hand very well. These don't have that softness, but you can see from the cross section where the stone's broken open that the whole thing, all the way through, shimmers with this golden luster.
I gotta know
fool's
more.
gold.
Exactly, like I gotta know.
Yeah. Make an Arcana check. Yeah, it's not gold. It definitely looks like gold. It has the same sheen, same kind of general coloration, but definitely a different material. Not quite sure what.
Yeah, I'll still take some with me.
So yeah, you guys are led back to the surface, and you find that much of the pact is now descending from the walls. You can kind of hear Almora's voice in the distance, barking orders, and several other high-ranking people that you're kind of familiar with them. You don't know everyone in the pact well. There's a couple thousand people in it, but they are keeping several regiments up on the walls surrounding the city. You see several casualties are being carried down on stretchers, or some big Char and Norn of just firemen carry people down that seem to be wounded. You can smell the aftermath of the Char siege engines having been fired. There's that tang of ozone in the air from some of the magical abilities that have sparked lightning and fire and other effects that kind of burn the air. You can see along the edges of the ramparts where the crenellations would be sort of a castle-like edge to the walls. Some places it has been broken and crumbled off, and there are exalted defenders floating nearby with different shaped helmets, which have like a single crest, almost like a Roman helm. And they have their hands out, and there's just a sheen of brilliant white radiance going from their hands to the stone as they shape and rebuild it, seem to conjure more of this substance out of the air, repairing some of the damage that was done. Eventually, you are able to kind of gather back at your tent, where things have been set up for you guys to all sleep for the night, which is in pretty close proximity to the other senior command tents, the general, the Master of Whispers, Steward Gix of the Priory. Soldiers begin to file in. You smell cook fires begin to be lit, and preparations for an evening meal. There is a lot of activity at several of the larger tents where medical attention is being given to those who are wounded or otherwise affected. Some of them have mental situations going on, stunned or in a strange state of confusion. You've seen similar effects manifested by the Mordrem through the use of toxic spores. A couple hours pass, though. If there's anything you'd care to do in town or in the city while you're here, it's a strange place because everything is perfectly groomed, like a perfect English garden. But the plants are all exotic orchids and jungle flowering plants and trees. Everything's perfectly manicured, but it's empty. The town, this whole city is just a ghost town, except for the packed soldiers that have now occupied it.
Are there like structures that would be like houses or, buildings that it's like, or is this just like a set of walls and inside is this like structure that it doesn't necessarily seem like a regular town, or is this like just an eerie, like abandoned golden city?
Oddly enough, as you kind of look around as you're walking through town or through the city, it would be ruins, but it's all in perfect condition. There aren't residential houses. There's nothing that would have had like a bed in it or anything like that. You see that there are several places that resemble smithies, forges. There are a couple of places set up to do what looks like ritual magic. Circles inscribed on the ground for protection or abjuration. There are places where like herbalism and alchemy can be performed. It seems like a very functional place, but you don't see any signs that people like you would have lived here once.
Okay.
I'll go to one of the medical tents and help out there.
Okay.
We got a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
I'll
there
start
was
stitching
time.
people up.
You're muted, Brina.
Who could have done such a thing? Yeah, Brina will also operate as just additional hands wherever needed.
So yeah, after the trauma of this battle, you do have a couple of hours as all this is going on. How do you guys occupy yourselves? The adrenaline starts to come down. We're no longer defying death.
Well, I will say, so, I mean, Birdie will patch himself up a little bit. Yeah, so does this count? Can we take a short rest?
Absolutely.
Okay. But I will say, I'd probably shoot the shit with Alexa. Just a little bit in terms of like, yeah, sorry, I meant to get you untreeified. Normally I'm more iced out than this, but I only had like, he pulls out like a diamond the size of like a cranberry. It's like, I gotta have dust, and this is just
There's no worries at all. I was never concerned.
So like,
Maybe a little.
Damn.
what do you think is like, what do you think is down there? Because like there was that like whole room, and like we shouldn't.
I mean, this
That would be
honestly
wrong
it's
to-
probably just knowledge. I assume it's some sort of like tombs or information.
What if it were like a really cool pan flute though, that's gonna like save the world? Can you
As
imagine?
much as that would be nice, I don't think it's there.
I swear to God, if it's books, I'd be so pissed off if we just did all that for books.
I don't think it's going to be paper books, but I do believe it's going to be more information.
Never a pan flute. Damn it. Well,
I mean, we could always hope that music is the answer.
so I mean, and we shouldn't go down there. No, that would be because it's probably trapped, and like there's probably stuff down there, and like probably.
I mean,
guards.
it's not like I have this chunk of rock and like teleport either or anything.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I guess they did tell us that that doesn't really work in here, though.
Please don't steal from the ancient temple, guys. Please. Of the
I
society.
mean, it's
actively
like,
helping
yeah, there's
us.
probably a lot of books in there, but what if there's like other things? Hmm?
I mean, if there's like other scrolls and magical information.
God, Alexa, get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking amulets. I'm talking
Oh
diamonds
no, if there are
bigger than
scrolls,
this.
they could be like the one that we have, the death scroll. It could be like some sort of anti-dragon kill scroll.
Yeah.
I mean, Glint was a dragon.
Hmm. You don't think it's like a violin or something? You know, I can play the violin.
If
Nobody
it's
knows
a
that.
musical instrument, I would be a little surprised. I've never heard of any stories involving them. I
Hmm.
mean, who was the bard from in Destiny's Edge?
Did they have a bard?
I don't think
Yeah.
they did.
That's
Yeah.
a joke.
And that's frankly,
Oof.
he kind of leans in. It's like, that's why I think they like, you know, kind of were
Mm.
on the down slope from the beginning, if you ask me. But,
Couldn't seal the deal.
Well, that's why we got the
Well-
extra +1, right?
I don't know. I mean, we shouldn't. It would be, honestly, they'd probably get really mad at us. Of course, that would
Hmm.
assume they found out, but if they never
Well-
knew.
I mean, I can't make the feast and also do it. So everyone would know.
I mean, we know how to get in there, right? We followed a person doing it. Ryan, was there any like magic involved, or was it just like secret doors and?
Just secret doors, like plates in the wall and bricks that you had to find or happen a certain sequence. Some like carved murals where you had to like put your hand in the skull's eyes and turn.
This is even for me. This is a bad idea. And you're right. It probably is just books. So like, what's the point at that point? You know.
I mean, if it's his books, then Galatar will want to read them.
Well, Galatar can go get them if he's interested in the books.
Well, he might be interested in coming too.
I think
he could find a way to bring Grimace back down there.
You think they have a way to bring Grimace back?
It's Glenn's legacy. There might be all kinds of unknown magics.
Well, okay. When we meet with the leaders, maybe we can make our case, right? We protected it. We want to see what's inside, and if not, maybe we get lost and oh shoot, took a wrong turn here, wrong turn. We ended up in this strange room.
I leaned on this brick. I didn't know what happened.
Yeah. I mean, it could happen. We don't know. It's such a strange city. All right, well, something to think about, I suppose.
We'll sleep on it.
Yeah, we'll sleep on it.
You hear Brina tut-tutting in your subconscious.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to do for the evening meal and the festivities?
There's still like Sylvari with the pact, right?
Fewer than there were, but yes.
I think Keitri will just try to like check in with them, sort of help them out if any of them got like hurt or injured. If there's anything she can do to kind of explain that she was able to like break herself from Mordremoth's influence, sort of describe that. I guess she doesn't have anything that she could do to like that would actually help them with it, but I think she should probably tell them something about like if we can go back to the Itzel, like maybe they can help us, maybe they can help you.
What you find is there is a disproportionate number of Sylvari in the medical tents receiving medical attention. Those who are still with the pact and fighting, as you talk to them, because you're very personable and you have a high perception and insight, you realize that those who were able to shake off Mordremoth's influence and rejoin the pact, whether at first or over time, or even those who were like captured, healed, and then still had to struggle with it, eventually all the ones that are now functional again kind of went through a similar process. They didn't have access to the high level magics that you did that protected you, and so they had to make that contest with his will earlier. But those who are here now have all passed and are free of his influence. But even so, they are hurling themselves into danger and into combat in an effort to sort of not only prove to their comrades in the pact, but also to themselves that they are in possession of their own faculties. They are formidable threats against Mordremoth, and unfortunately it's led to a lot more bumps and scrapes and occasionally serious wounds than would normally be expected of any given regiment in the pact. But they do appreciate you taking the time to talk to them, and they all call you by your title, Commander. Show you immense respect. Several of them, like as you walk into the different tents, several try to stand and salute you, and you realize as a result of this discussion...
you don't need to do that, and don't call me Commander.
Yeah, you are now a Sylvari of note.
It doesn't feel. You can just call me Keitri, please. Please. Oh no, don't need to call me Commander again. Just Keitri's fine.
After I guess Galatar would kind of go off on his own, just walk around kind of the city or whatever, just restlessly until he felt his magic kind of start to come back from that hour of not having heavy activity. Just kind of fiddling with the amulet that he has from Grimace or whatnot, and just kind of looking around the city, taking in a little bit. And then would just send a message to Elise once he felt like his magic had come back enough to do so. And just send sort of a short message of, hey, Elise, because what time of day is it now?
This would be closer to like 4:30 or 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah, so you'd say, hey, Elise, I know you're probably closing up the bakery about now, but just been a weird day and just wanted to hear your voice. Could use a kind of grounding presence. Hope it's all going well. And then just kind of waits for a response as he fiddles with the amulet and keeps kind of walking around.
It takes a couple of seconds, and she says, all right, if you need it, here you go. And she sings a little Crichton village tune. Land of bear and land of eagle, land that gave us birth and blessing. And continues on. It's a song about soldiers fighting and coming home. It's a sort of joyous look at like, we will go home, we will go home, we will go home across the mountains. It's just like she gets, a little bit into it, and then the thing cuts her off because she doesn't quite have the 25-word limit down. But also you hear enough that it rings a bell. You remember this song from growing up, the fairy tales and the songs that you've learned.
Yeah, I think hearing that, Galatar just kind of tries to find a private place and just kind of openly cries and holds the amulet. It's been a weird day.
It's a strange sensation. The amulet was never hot or really what you would call warm, but holding it now, it feels colder to the touch than it normally did, as the enchantment of it has kind of gone.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually, you guys are able to take a good meal, hot meal. It's an odd sensation to be eating, and as you all sit around this sort of communal campfire outside your tent, there are always people walking by, and just throughout the meal, commanders, commanders. Just everyone offering their respect. Some people stopping to salute. Others just give you a kind of a quick nod if they're higher up in the command chain. But there's a bustle of activity, and the warmth. There's a hearty stew and some bread that's just finished baking, slabs of butter, some odd citrusy fruit. You see a couple of the Itzel scouts walking around offering people these little fruits that they've gone out and gathered from the jungle. Eventually, after a moment, well, I guess is there anything anyone would like to do as you all sit around, I assume together, at your evening meal around the campfire?
I have one random question. It's just off the wall. Because we weren't in that battle, we didn't participate openly. Does no one wonder where we were or what we were doing?
Most of them? You've got a super high perception. What's your insight, your passive insight?
17.
Oh yeah. You as these people are passing by, you gather they don't have the right to question you. You're commanders, so they're saluting you, and you've not yet had a chance to sit down and have a conversation with the leaders of the orders.
I'm just curious. It was just we fucked off for the whole battle, seemingly.
I think as we're sitting there kind of munching for dinner, Rita looks around at all of the tents and the logistics that have gone into this process, and is kind of just I keep forgetting that this is it sounds silly and it sounds probably spoiled, but I keep forgetting that this is like warfare, like actual war. I think I am very used to hanging out with you guys, and it's fun to get the bad guys and, you know, goof around, but I'm not used to so many people dying.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels a bit like a fairy tale, and other times it feels a bit like a nightmare.
I don't think you ever get used to it.
Well, hopefully you don't.
Yeah.
To Alexa's point, though, like, at the very least, I was down to like half health by the end of the like key tree. When she turned into the boss heart was like half health. So, and even after the short rest, I didn't get all my hit points back. So, like, we probably look like roughed up. We probably don't look like we just went and like fucked off for
No one's
an
doubting
entire
that you
battle.
saw combat.
No.
That's true. I didn't consider that point.
Some people walk by and see Galatar's face, and they're just like, and they just like keep their distance out of respect.
Oh.
Clearly, yes, he's got a little, something going on. That's very fair.
People know that look in this army.
Yeah, we've lost a shit ton of people within like the
But the
last
rest-
few days alone.
The rest of us look fine.
Right,
Laughing
Galatar
and
looks like he
joking.
must have been. We're all there.
Like what?
Oh shit.
Hmm.
I will say also, as a point of information, Keetra, you asked Sage Jarrus about the Mordrem and do they attack Tarir? Do they just find out about it? So he would have also explained that since the dragon awoke, the Mordrem have regularly made attacks against Tarir, and they have fended them off. There used to be enough exalted to kind of fill this city, and they're down to, I think, 12 or 13.
I thought you told us, yeah.
Yeah, I think there are 13.
What had the I can't remember the name of the leader of Chart.
Luminate.
Illuminate.
What did
The
he say?
Illuminati.
Told us about like if the city recognized us at some point or something, like there was something, and I don't remember what it was, and I forgot to write it down, from when we were talking here the session before this last one, where she had said like something about if the city recognizes you or something. That's
I
something.
think you had asked for some details about what Glint's legacy is.
Oh, okay, that's
and I
what it
think
was.
she said that it was not for her to say. That was for Tarir to reveal if you were worthy.
Gotcha. I thought it was something like that.
I will say one thing I had thought of that I would like to do during that time is if I can take, if I can go to like, I don't know, like a smithing tent or something, and get some of my diamonds pulverized, powderized.
It is easy enough in this place, both between the Pact and the Burnishers, to transmute the diamonds you have of equivalent value to powder instead of diamond form.
Perfect.
Yeah. So eventually, after your meal, there is some time where, while the mood is somber, there are places where you can hear the laughter of people finally having a chance to relax now that they are inside the safety of the city walls. There are songs. You hear a couple of sort of softer renditions of Bash the Dragon as spirits kind of lift. You gather the Pact soldiers held their own on the walls. There were casualties, but against what came, they feel like they did fairly well. Now the walls of Tarir are strong and high. There's a slight undercurrent of nervousness, of anxiety about what is to come next. And even as you realize in some of the passing conversations that this is starting to be a topic of discussion, you are called to the command tent, where General Almora and a couple of her aides and adjutants are gathered with Steward Gix and some of the highest-ranking magisters of the Priory, the Master of Whispers, Riel Darkwater, and several of her Lightbringers, and also the Luminate of the Exalted. And without role-playing every specific word of it, what happens is you are brought in, and Almora just basically says, "This was a hard-won victory today, but now's the time for planning. We have a couple of days, maybe, before they're refreshed and ready to try again, based on what the Luminate tells me. We need to make a plan of action. Are there any questions that any of you would like to ask of the Luminate regarding the plans to assault Mordremoth?" I can drive as much or as little of the conversation as you like, but if there's anything specific you're wondering about, I am happy to answer those questions at this time.
I mean, do we know, like, exactly where his lair is, right?
The Luminate says, "There is a place." Sorry, that's the General's voice. The Luminate says, "There is a place, only a few days' journey from here, on safe paths, where many rivers course through narrow, twisted canyons, eventually combining into a single wide, shallow stream. It rolls down a slight grade before tumbling thunderously over a cliff's edge. At the edge of the cliff are 3 great, blighted trees. Beyond this is a great, deep crater, filled with a sea of mist. At the center of this crater is a colossal, ancient tree, rotted out from within. Once a holy site to the Maguma Druid Enclave, now desecrated by the dragon's corruption, it acts as a lair and focus for Mordremoth's power, extending its influence for hundreds of miles. It is from that dreadful place the dragon reaches out into the jungle beyond, ever growing, twisting, and corrupting what it finds.
Do we know, or does anyone have a guess or an idea of what, might happen, I guess, to the pale tree or to the rest of the Silvari? I know we are still, sort of connected to the dragon in the sense of, our origins, but I guess I don't know what that means for us as our existence.
So standing behind General Soulkeeper is a tall, athletically built Silvari man who you recognize as her second in command, Laurenthier. And he steps forward and gives the general a nod, who in turn gives him a permissive nod to continue. And he stands at crisp attention and addresses the group around this makeshift table and says, "I am Laurenthier of the Wild. I am second in command of the Vigil forces, leader of the Pale Reavers scouting team, an all-Silvari group. Last I heard, our contacts in the Grove say the Pale Mother has still retreated within herself, though the tenders in her chambers report that she seems to be less distressed at the moment than she was previously. Their best guess at the moment is that we are distracting enough of the dragon's attention that it cannot split its force or concentration adequately between us and her. I believe that we must continue doing all we can to keep its attention on us, and thereby alleviate whatever pressure it's putting on the Dream of Dreams. For the sake of all Sylvari, everywhere. The general nods, and the Luminate speaks up and says, "This would be wise. The dragon, powerful though it may be, is a singular creature, subject to the same frailties and insecurities as other fleshy, corporeal beings."
Rena looks at Bernie when she says, "What is it? Vanities and insecurities of fleshy mortal beings."
Shut up.
Just a little jab.
So do we know? I mean, so what are the initial thoughts here in terms of a game plan? I know last time we had like a big kind of distraction scenario kind of thing where we were able to get in and take the dragon head on. But I mean, are there like multiple points of egress here, or what's the layout look like?
So the Luminate says, "In order to reach Mordremoth's lair, you will have to pass through the region we call the Dragon's Stand. This grove of blighting trees were once sacred to the druids as well. All that remains are the 3 great trees clinging to the edges of the cliff, their toxic growths spawning Mordremoth's terrible servants. 3 streams run down through narrow canyons, eventually, as I said, forming a wider, shallower stream that ultimately reaches these trees and the cliff. The banks of this stream are the only clear path from their headwaters to reach the cliff's edge. All the rest is thick brush and rocky terrain, too difficult to take the bulk of your forces down." Riel steps forward at this point and says, "With your permission, Luminate, I would like to take some of my scouts, perhaps with several of the Itzel, to do a reconnaissance mission, perhaps to get a bit better description, highly detailed, of any possible routes." "Of course. One of my bastions shall accompany you, but we can only go so far beyond the city walls. The Itzel will have to take you most of the way." Riel just nods, steps back kind of half into the shadows. Almora steps forward and kind of rests her large clawed hands on this table, and you feel the wood kind of under her weight. She's a hefty char in heavy armor. She scratches one side of her sort of tawny colored fur, her large saber teeth, sort of presenting an imposing facade. She kind of wrinkles her nose a little bit, shakes her head, her ears kind of flopping on the sides a bit. "Well, I don't quite know what to make of this. It worked pretty well in Ore, sending you lot ahead while we created a distraction. If the dragons can be distracted, as the Luminate said, and I have no reason to doubt they can be, perhaps it'll work well in both directions. We've seen what the dragon can do when it's not distracted. It took out most of our sky ships. If we can keep the Mordrem occupied up top, perhaps you could make your way down to the lair. You distract the dragon so it can't bring the jungle to bear on us. We'll keep its forces occupied so they can't prevent your travel. Does that sound good to you, commanders?"
Screw scratch our
Yeah.
back, we scratch yours.
As good as any. Do we think, I guess last time when we fought Zaitan, was that more of a surprise on our part, and now like Mordremoth is like, because we face such a like an offensive coming towards him, like he's gonna know we're coming, so we don't exactly have the advantage of a surprise?
Not so much. Like, Zaitan wasn't really surprised, because you had a pretty long fight, several hours long, to reach the city of Ara. And then everybody had a while to prepare before going over the walls into the city. So, like, it knew things were coming. It just didn't have days or weeks to prepare. Mordremoth has, but you've also had several big skirmishes in the last couple of days where you guys decimated the Mordrem. It's just about equal in position as far as you could tell.
Okay.
The Luminate says, "The banks of the river are the only wide enough path for your armies to reach the 3 great blighting trees. To reach the lair of the dragon beyond, in the Sea of Mist, you would either have to pass through the blighting trees and climb down the high cliffs into the crater itself, using the mist as cover to walk your way through the jungle below. Or, if you have the ability to do so, you could perhaps fly over the trees, avoiding them entirely. That would perhaps be faster, but your approach would likely be marked. The choice would be up to you." And Almora just kind of like turns her head to each of you in turn.
I don't want to brag, but I got some pretty fancy flying boots, so.
Yeah. Dense fog is not really a friend of ours. Yeah. That's my only comment there. I know a lot of us get kind of kneecapped.
We said that
says,
to blow it away.
"What do you think, Riel?" Riel steps forward and just says, "Well, he has a point. A lot of them have magic. You need to see what you're hitting, generally. Even the tall one there," and she points towards Kala. "But, if you can't see them, they can't see you. You could try to sneak your way close. But it would take time. You'd have to go slowly. We would have to distract them up top for much longer than we'd anticipated. Which is doable, but we may need to try to recruit some allies." Almora says, "I think that's not a bad idea in any case. We'll put that on the list. Do you know of any jungle citizens like the Itzel? Are there other tribes that live nearby?" And the Luminate says, "Yes, there are a variety of creatures who call the jungle home. Most have gone into hiding, but we have ways of communicating with them. We could summon representatives here to speak with you. Perhaps you could come to some sort of arrangement for their assistance." "Please do so. I would very much appreciate it." The Luminate nods.
If it would mean less trouble for the Pact forces overall if we don't go through the fog, I think that probably makes the most sense for us as a group, because honestly, sometimes we stealth successfully and sometimes we don't. But also, if we've got at least 3 more dragons to face after this, we can't have the Pact forces constantly getting decimated. So we need to minimize mass casualties as much as possible.
Almora stands up and crosses her arms. She gets kind of thoughtful for a second and says, "It's a good point. We've taken heavy losses. We only have a few thousand soldiers left, which sounds like a lot, but I anticipate casualties will be high. After dealing with Mordremoth, for better or for worse, the Pact will need to take quite some time to recover its forces. We'll have to redouble our efforts for recruitment in all the capital cities. We may even need to reach out to Ilona or Cantha. It would be a real coup if we could get the Iron Legion and some of the Blood Legion to commit soldiers to the cause. But until they can handle the flame on their doorstep, there's no hope there. I'll leave the decision up to you, Commanders, since you'll be the ones risking your lives either way. My people can cut a hole, get you up to the trees nice and close. Try to cut your way through and climb down while we're handling the bulk of the forces behind you. Or if you have a means of getting over and around the trees, feel free. We'll sound the charge, and when we start in, you can make your way directly. Whatever sounds better to you, you have my support.
What do the rest of you think? Paula, you're normally the strategic leader, or what?
I could make all of us able to be creatures for some time, and we could all be something that could fly, or maybe traverse amongst the jungle a bit easier.
We could be like normal jungle birds, fly in formation. No one would know. Then we combine stealth with the flying. Who is the tactician now?
That was
Stealth flying.
Yeah.
I am not the
But
world.
just Stuart Gix like raises an eyebrow, kind of looks at you. Doesn't say anything, just like silent acknowledgement.
Thank you, Stuart.
still calling him Stuart.
Oh,
Settling down. I think it's funny.
And the acknowledgement.
You, Keitra, you also have the spell Windwalk on your necklace of prayer beads.
Oh, that's true.
I heard that's a great in combat spell.
Well, I will say that the Luminate tells you that the giant ruined tree, and it's like she just kind of like draws a sketched map on the table, just sort of like burns it in with her finger. And the representation as you see it is like this tree in the center of this crater is titanic. It is hundreds of feet tall and like a broken tree stump, very jagged around the top.
I also
So-
could transport us via plants. If we just wanted to walk into one tree and out of another blighted tree. And then we wouldn't have to be like flying or traversing down walls necessarily.
Sounds like a great way to get tree herpes. When I was already a tree, I feel like I'd be more susceptible.
Do you have to have seen that tree though, right? Have you seen, or do we have a way of seeing that tree that we would want to go to?
I've seen it. Not in person, but I've had visions, dreams.
Tree herpes real.
I think only once you become a tree.
Okay.
Make an insight check, Brina.
Makes sense.
So it's real.
I'm not feeling like that.
It's a fungal infection. I will say that the Luminate
Fungal infection.
sort of turns, just rotates floating in the air towards you and says, Keitri, the dragon's lair is likely saturated with its corruption. I don't know if your magic would allow you to enter it through magical means, but there are trees innumerable in the base of the crater. Most of them are concealed by the mist, however. So you may not be able to use transport via plants.
Unless I could scry on a specific tree in the mist somehow.
Well, but-
It's fine. I was just floating options.
Between Kitri's wild shape and Brina's boots, if we wanted to fly over, we would only need to cover 4 of us, which Alex and I could both do fairly easily. If we wanted to go that route.
And I mean, I'm assuming Brina could carry me.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's even one
I could
less.
fly and carry more than one person potentially, or I could carry Kala.
Yeah.
I will say that she shows you it's about 1.5 miles from the cliff top out to the tree.
So
the lair.
with an hour of flying, how much will we have to re-up that once?
So it
Rita's boots are
depends.
just 10 minutes, right?
It depends on your speed.
60, I think.
If you
Right.
have 60-foot flying speed and you're traveling at a fast pace, it would take you about 10 minutes to get there.
Oh yeah.
With
Fucking
Giant
dive
Eagle, it's like
bomb.
80 feet. That would take you about 8 minutes. On foot, it would take you probably closer to like between 30 and 40 because of the rough terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Wind Walk is a much faster spell after you transform. It takes a minute to transform into mist, but then you could do the trip in about 2 minutes. But then
And
you
then
have to
we
take
would
a minute to transform back. So grand total about 4 minutes.
That would be a good option.
And I mean, I suppose how does Windwalk work, Kitori? Will we be stealthy enough that we could get that close and have a minute for you to turn back? Do you think?
I've never looked at Windwalk, if I'm like completely
you
honest.
turn into mist. You become just a
Oh.
moving cloud of mist.
You can't even attack.
We all become a gaseous form. We have a flying speed of 300 feet, resistance to damage from non-magical weapons.
Should we
That
conspicuous
isn't
thick
not
things
bad.
of mist, or would we be because we would not be in the misty area if we were doing this. That's a separate spot. So
When you transformed, you would be probably in an open area, and you would be visibly bits of cloud stuff sitting on the ground. If you chose to descend the cliff and enter the mist, you would effectively be invisible.
And if
Not
for some
bad.
reason we got attacked or shot down, because the only thing you can do while you're in that form is move and dash.
But at 3
It
feet,
does. If we did get attacked, you do descend safely to the ground. If that
okay.
assuages anyone's fears about getting surprise nerfed.
So then we could fly over, descend into where we would be invisible, land where we wanted to land, and do all that in the span of 4 minutes. That sounds like a pretty solid option.
I don't think we've gotten to beat clouds in this campaign yet.
I've always
Well,
dreamt
at
of
the same
being a
time.
fart, I guess.
Yeah, I don't mind that
I mean,
one.
this is what Bertie always wants to do, right?
I've still got my potion, and I'm waiting for the right moment to bust it out.
Well, if we wanted to take some extra people with us, you can use your potion of gaseous form.
Well, they would only have a movement speed of 10 feet.
Oh, they would
So
fall behind.
They would fall behind.
Oh, a
pretty-
little
pretty
bit.
fast.
Oh no, I meant I could take the other people and you could use
Oh
your,
yeah,
your
I
potion.
I also don't want to fall behind though.
Well, you know what happened to Destiny's Edge, and they didn't have a bard, so
Exactly,
probably
that's what
best
I'm
that
saying.
they
Is
come with
I'm
us.
kind of like the
You're the glue.
pillar of the team. Yeah,
I'm not like the
Like-
chosen one, you know?
basically, honestly,
You are
and,
royalty.
your words, not mine. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, really, they're your words, and I'm just repeating back to you.
All of the
didn't say
commanders,
that- I
the
didn't say that,
generals around this
and you
table are
can't-
looking at you guys like,
I didn't say that. You can't prove that I ever said
Oh
that.
my god, I totally forgot you guys were here. So sorry.
I don't mind the
Group
ghost
conversations.
clouds get into the mist and then just zoom through. You know, at 300 feet, even if somebody sees us, they're gonna be eating our proverbial dust.
Yeah. So, Luminate, how close, if we did the plan the way that you were describing it, how much further from that point of landing, turning back, would it be to where the dragon is? How many more minutes ish of walking?
what are you asking?
So, if we did the plan where we would start, I guess, where we were gonna fly from, we would do Windwalk, we would land, and this is where I'm a little confused on the terrain because I can't visually see it. we would then fly over and descend down into where that misty kind of bowl is near the base, where
Yeah.
the root of the big tree is, where I'm assuming the dragon is. So what I'm trying to ask is, if the plan we just described happened, how long would it take us to get from wherever we landed roughly in that vicinity to the dragon? Like, is that still another like 15 minutes of walking, or will we be basically like right there?
We're stopping at his front door and we're knocking.
Yeah, like just
So-
how roughly far. I honestly don't even know if she's ever seen it, so that's cool too. If she's like, I don't know, but
I'm drawing on the VTT right now.
Yeah, I see the 3 streams.
Yeah, you've got like the streams coming down this way. I'm
Uh-huh.
drawing little arrows, and you've got like the 3 blighting trees are the circles at the edge of the cliff, and then there's like a giant tree out in the middle, in the center of a bunch of mist. So if you're starting like at the X, whoops, that's not supposed to be that way. That's
so
not
the
really an
cliff
X,
is
but-
where that X is.
Yeah,
You
like
just
the,
made
the,
it, okay.
the ring, the big ring is like the cliff wall. It's like a crater, kind of like what you're in now.
Gotcha.
And there's just this colossal tree in the center, surrounded by what looks like a sea of mist. But she's telling you like there's jungle between the wall of the crater and the tree, so you could climb down and walk your way there. It just takes longer.
Okay.
So it's about 1.5 miles to the tree, and where you land is your choice. As close or as far from it as you want.
Okay, because what I was trying to ask, I guess, was like the way it sounded in our plan was that we would be landing like right by the tree. So then we would be right
Pretty
there
much.
at Mordremoth. Like Mordremoth is in that tree.
That's what she seemed to indicate. Yeah, it's like this is
Okay.
its lair. Yeah, so you would be landing pretty close to it.
And is this the blighting trees that they're describing? Are these the trees that we saw before when we did the etherealness walk?
They are the way she describes them is a similar look, like these like black, gnarled, corrupted trees with the pustules growing from them.
Mm-hmm.
You did not go to this place yourself.
Okay, so the location itself sounds different.
Correct. Although the description, I believe Keytree had a vision of a wide stream tumbling over a cliff's edge with 3 trees and the colossal tree in the midst. So she has seen it in a vision or a dream or something.
Yeah, because wasn't that when like the birds all flew away or whatever, and you like described the large like quaking of the ground or something?
Maybe. I don't remember that. I think this was when she meditated with the Pale Mother.
Yeah, I just remember having a vision where it was kind of like Mordremoth awakening or stretching his legs or showing off his power or something.
Could've been.
Safari.
Could've been.
Okay. Okay. So everybody like that concept with like the wind walking? Get there in like 2 minutes, take a minute just outside of Mordremoth's lair to turn back and go. Does that sound good?
I've always wanted to be a
yeah.
cloud.
I think faster is better.
Rena, did you know that if you actually, it's kind of like not supposed to, it's kind of like an Ascalonian legend, but they say that if you close your eyes and truly believe that you are a cloud, you will turn into a cloud.
Insight check. I don't know if
Oh,
I believe. But
Oh,
I
wow.
thought that was Brina's roll for a minute. I was
I
like,
did
I know, it's like,
damn.
goddamn. Brenda's just
So
like,
you believe that he believes what he's telling you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can try it sometime. I don't know. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah.
There's also the
that's-
thing that if you pee while you are a cloud, it becomes rain. Like if you're using a spell like this, it's a weird magical thing. 'Cause, you know, matter can't be created or destroyed. It just comes down as rain.
I think you guys are being
We
silly.
should give Galatar one of these, and then I'm just like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try
We'll-
that.
We'll try it. We'll try it out tonight or something. It'll be fine.
Sure. FYI, before Brina goes to bed that night, she's definitely like,
M Cloud, M Cloud.
She just
M
farts
Cloud.
really hard. That's the
cloud,
closest you're
cloud,
gonna come.
cloud. She really pictures it.
I just didn't believe hard enough.
I think that's a.
Pixie does.
I think it's a good plan though. I like it.
I agree.
And it doesn't use necessarily any of our direct resources.
No, because
Now,
that's from
Petrie,
your
are you
thing,
still
right?
going to have enough beads to do like greater restorations if we do that?
Um,
You know, I
think
really liked being a plant.
I think each one has its own purpose.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That is a very powerful artifact.
So each one is a like each one is like single use for the day.
Okay.
Still,
Yeah.
that's clutch.
That's still clutch, yeah.
So I could still do bless, cure wounds, greater and lesser restoration, planar ally, windwalk, and branding smite.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty nice.
So we would still have our resource-free greater restoration
Very nice.
available to us.
Love that.
Lumina, do you know if the tree itself has multiple entrances or if it's just kind of like one large opening that we would have to go through? I'm just wondering if there would be the possibility of us like dividing up to into our different parts of the tree so we don't just get hit by like the dragon's breath as soon as we were to enter the space.
Like an emergency fire exit.
I do not have that information.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We'll just make one.
Just thought I'd ask. Just felt like we got hit pretty hard by Zaitan's breath at the start of that fight. Also, do you know what kind of does he specialize, Mordremoth, in doing like poison damage, acid? Do you have any knowledge of like his proficiencies? I mean, we've seen the Mordrem, but
The Exalted have never seen Mordremoth. We have only felt his influence.
So acid, probably.
acid, you would think. Maybe. Or poison, I guess, is what most of his people do, yeah?
But we have hero seas for that.
So we've got that, and then if I put like the acid resistance on Orina and who else would probably be likely?
Hey man, I can take a hit at this point, so if you need to keep up.
No, that's the point.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
thing.
the point is
Every
like
time-
you get hit and then it would. I'm
And
not so
I
worried about the damage reduction for you as I am about the constant
Giving
damage
it back.
addition. to that.
Alright, okay.
Hitting you hurts, and of all of us, we'd prefer it hit you as opposed to us.
That's true.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Just point me where you want me to run and hit, and I will do that for you.
So Almora leans forward on the table again and says, "Alright, so the plan for the next couple of days as we rest and recover. We've got several things to do. Gix, Riel, I need you and your people to be on rescue detail. I'll send Vigil with you. We need to do sorties into the jungle, try to find any more packed survivors that we might have missed. Lead them here. We'll need as many people as we can get. Riel, some of your people will need to pair up with the Itzel. Scout ahead. See what you can find. We'll plan battle tactics based on your reports. Any of you who wish to help, Vigil will be working the forges. We'll be working with the Luminate and her people, improving our defenses. We should try to recruit some allies if we can. And as always, inspire the troops. Do our best to keep morale up. That'll be the next couple of days. We'll see how long it takes. As soon as we're ready, we will launch a counteroffensive."
Now would probably also be a good time to figure out. I'm assuming because of our timeline, we probably won't be able to save Trahern before he's transformed. We need like a plan for if Trahern is transformed. Are we trying to subdue him so that we think maybe we could find a way to free his mind after? Or are we just kind of going to have to cut our losses? Like, do you have a, I mean, I know he's the leader of the packed forces.
The Luminate chimes in and says, "Long ago, the Great Prophet was freed from her control by Kralkatorrik. It took special ancient magics from the Forgotten to free her mind. Those secrets are not kept here in Tarir. The altar upon which she was freed has been lost to us. And Gix kind of raises a hand delicately at first and excuse me, Luminate. We believe that this altar of which you speak was taken to the city of Ara in Or. We believe we have actually found it. Priory scholars are investigating it as we speak. We do not have the secrets unlocked to this ancient ritual, but should we find any forgotten spells or documents from that civilization, perhaps we could someday unlock that secret. At the moment, we don't yet have that capability.
So goal 1, kill dragon. Goal 2, if possible, it sounds like if we could capture Traherne and get him back, there is a chance that you could uncover whatever ritual.
Someday, perhaps. But Traherne is a powerful magister. He
Yeah, by the
was
word.
quite a threat, even under duress or under guard. General.
Dragons.
Soulkeeper kind of crosses her arms and looks over at Laranthier. Laranthier steps forward and says, Traherne is a firstborn Sylvari. If he cannot be captured and adequately subdued, it will be our responsibility to give him an honorable death and allow his purified consciousness to rejoin the dream of dreams. If need be, capture him, bring him home, and that honor shall fall to me. And Almora just quietly gives him a nod. If you can't take him alive, do what you need to do. No one will blame you. But, with any luck, it won't take too long to prepare. We'll have to see what kind of progress we can make. For now, get your rest. Tomorrow we start in earnest. And everybody kind of nods around the table. A couple people wrap their knuckles on it. And the meeting kind of breaks up. Here, I think we will take a bio break. Pause the recording. Alright. So, we are going to engage in a skill challenge at this point. This will be to determine how long it takes to recover and prepare the pact for the massive battle that is expected ahead. It's a standard challenge, 5 successes before 3 failures. Each check represents your efforts done repeatedly over several days, but each scenario is sort of like one aspect of what's being done in the camp. I will kind of describe the scenario. I have at least 2 or 3 skills set out as like possible examples of stuff. The DCs have been rolled dynamically because you never know what you're going to encounter. You can come up with your own skills to use. I'll give you some time to do that before I list what I've got. But if you're struggling and you want to participate on something and you're just not sure, let me know. We'll negotiate. We'll work something out. As long as it makes sense in the situation. Let's try not to bend things too far. So this will actually be a group check in each scenario. So for each step, we'll do a group check, and if half of you pass, so if you have at least 3 of you pass it, it's considered a successful check. When the challenge concludes, a number of days will have passed equal to the number of checks undertaken. So between 5 and 7.
Oh, this'll be easy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't fail. We're level 17.
For each
Practically
day
gods.
beyond the 5th, DCs for things that happen later will be
Oh, no.
increased.
Great.
I like that though as a mechanic.
I do like
Well,
it because,
no, I mean,
if you don't do it well up front, you're gonna pay on the back.
Really, what it amounts to is
punishing you for doing
Mortal
bad.
Soul.
for each failure, the DC of future checks will go up by 1.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It's an extra day.
Who knows what could happen?
Damage increases by a decimal point.
So, the first scenario, the first thing that we are undergoing here. Let me put on some jungle music here.
Welcome to the jungle.
I went for Jungle Boogie.
Jungle
Also
boogie.
good.
Oh God.
Weird.
We're nerds.
Is that not? Oh, there we go. That's why. How often is that going to repeat? Nope, that's not good.
What?
What
That's not
noise
distracting
is
or
that?
anything.
The small creature sound. It's not set to repeat on a timer. We'll say, yeah, that'll be good. So, the first scenario, the first thing that needs to be done is vigil. Soldiers are accompanying members of the Order of Whispers and some Priory Magisters with a little bit of extra arcane guidance and support to rescue survivors. So over several days, how do you all help the Pact to rescue more survivors and bring them to Tarir to kind of swell your numbers back to what they were?
Would this be like survival in terms of finding our fellow comrades?
Looking for
Does
signs
each
of
of us
movement,
have to use
tracking?
the same?
No.
Does each of us have to have the same ability that we use?
Sorry.
But it is a group check.
Yeah, now as a group check, you can all kind of make your own skill checks based on what you want. However, I would say let's try to not repeat skills on each of these scenarios. So like if you use investigation on this one, I wouldn't use it later on. Someone else can use that, but you couldn't.
Could I use my could Galtor use cartography skills to help them kind of like map out where people have been and keep track of like where they're going so they're not going back to the same areas multiple times in this huge kind of overwhelming forest?
That is very creative to mark where you've been so far. Yeah, yeah, you can absolutely make a cartography check.
I think that's plus 11.
Photography.
Can Kitri
That is a 23.
use?
That passes.
Can Kitri use either her survival or perception of like if she goes out with some of these sort of patrols? Because it's been several days now looking for signs of like humanoids trying to survive, like someone like having been through there or trying to like forage or sleeping somewhere. Like people who essentially got like if they're survivors, they probably needed to survive some way. So sort of just like going with them through the forest, trying to like see signs that there's someone nearby.
Yeah, I would say you can use survival or perception for that.
I'll do perception.
Okay.
That's a 25.
Succeeds.
To no one's surprise, am I able to use athletics?
Absolutely. It is a long, grueling trek through hard bush to get out in here and find people. Yeah.
If, like, Kitri points me in the direction, I'm more than happy to clear the path.
Yeah. And you guys are working with other members of the pact as well. Like you're never just going out just you guys. So yeah, 25 is a success. And that is 3 of you. So that is a overall success. That's 1 success.
Yeah,
Do the rest of us still need to do something, or?
Not at this point.
Okay.
No, it's a success. You don't have to spend more rolls. I hadn't actually thought about that component of this, but that makes sense to me. So the second item on the general's to-do list is to scout ahead in the direction of the dragon's stand and try to kind of get a recon done of that area with some of the Order of Whispers folks. Probably some more Priory Magisters to help, like, with invisibility or pass without trace from time to time if needed, add additional support. So scouting out the area, doing a little recon.
Yeah.
You guys want to help with this?
Got decent perception. I think he can kind of tag along and make note of the small details of whatever battlefield. Maybe try and pick out traps that have been laid or in the distance or where forces have been gathering, kind of thing. With the magisters, just picking out the small details of the landscape.
Sure, make a perception check. 20. So this is a higher DC. The terrain is not good. Visibility is almost nil. There's a lot of danger, and you're constantly being pulled around. A 20 does not pass.
Roll a 6. Those bonuses only help so much.
So who else wants to help scout out ahead?
I'd like to use survival.
Absolutely. 6 passes. You were able to find. You see people struggling, and you kind of take point, and you are able to lead them through pathways and game trails that other people would have missed. Yeah, so that is 1 success, 1 failure on this check.
I find it very
Who
funny
else would
that
like
you
to help?
rolled a 6.
I
I was just a rogue.
have a question. Could I use Commune with Nature one as a ritual spell to grant myself or someone else advantage on a roll?
Absolutely, that is a really neat use of that for
I
sure.
love to bargain. Do I roll?
Could that have helped Birdie with his perception?
I would say not with perception. Yeah.
I've got a
Yeah.
nature.
Who else would like to?
I could do nature check if that would, like, if Brina's communing with nature and my knowledge of plants could help
Sure.
them, like, stay away from seedy areas or particularly problematic plants like poisonous plants.
That and your knowledge of nature could help find like knowing how terrain forms and is shaped to find like good valleys that would be easier to traverse and making
like good
deductions
slopes.
based on that. Sure, and you can make that with advantage for Brina's communal nature.
Okay, that's good because first roll was a 2. And the second roll was 15 plus 11, 26.
Ew.
All right, that is 2 successes.
All because of Brina.
I am a hero.
Very nicely done.
You sure are.
I like to try and be clever once every 50 sessions. So.
And if anybody were to do a stealth roll, could make any sort of check like that, could Galatar use etherealness to give them advantage so that like they'd be able to scout for 8 hours without having to worry about being like attacked? They could actually focus on like the scouting aspect. Because they would still see everything and like be able to see it and whatnot. They just wouldn't have to worry about enemies and.
I would say because you've already participated by making the check. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So who has not rolled yet? Alexa, Birdie, and Keytree? What about Alexa and? Oh no, sorry, Birdie rolled this time.
Birdie, yeah.
Yeah, I
Kala,
did.
Alexa, Kala, and Keytree have not gone yet this round.
Call
I did.
also.
I did survival.
Mhm.
Rolled a
Because we have
20.
2 successes, 1 failure.
She was the first success.
Okay.
I haven't gone.
So-
I just assisted. Oh, weirdy.
Because Alexa hasn't gone.
Oh, that's right.
I have not.
Because Brina
Yeah.
did a thing. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Could I give? I can give a bunch of people fly for a long time. Would I be able to? But I go back and forth on that because is that actually beneficial in the jungle?
it could be. I could say that would give someone advantage on a check to do something.
Yeah.
So what rolls have we had so far? Did Birdie roll this round with his perception?
Yeah.
Yes, because that was the roll that failed under the 23.
We've got perception, survival, and
Survival.
nature.
And nature. Those are the three that I had outlined as potentially useful here.
Or you could charm
Ooh.
everyone, right?
Could Kitri using like Amayali's tear, because has a much stronger connection with like the plants and the animals, as well as like animal handling. Could she make like an animal handling check to sort of like essentially like try to, maybe there's some other druids amongst the pact as well, of like gathering intel from the like jungle animals and not the like ones that are Mordrem or anything, but just like the ones native to the land. Things that
Yeah.
they've seen changed,
Where do you
or
not go?
And questions
yeah,
about,
or
like,
like
the
are there
layout of the
specific like
area and...
yeah, are there like game trails that we could sort of follow that would make it easier for us to get through the forest quicker?
I will say make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. The highest is an 18. I have +0 to persuasion. That's why I was gunning for animal handling.
That will actually succeed. The DC was lowered because of the use of the item and your connection to Amayali. So that is a success. So that is an overall second success. That brings us to the third item on Almora's list, which is plan battle tactics, some of which you've done already. But now that you've got better intelligence, talking about specific troop movements and stuff like that, using information from both the Exalted and Almora and Gix and Riel, they meet with you. So there are a couple of different ways that I figured you could do this. Feel free to shout out if you can think of...
I will shout out. So we're planning like the actual movements of the regiments and the groups. Could I use insight to determine which groups would work better together, which groups keep apart?
On the soldiers?
Yes.
Absolutely. And this is a high DC, but it's lower than the last one.
Ooh.
Damn it.
Excellent.
Unfortunately,
I don't read people very well.
you make a
Alexis
couple of
putting all the people that
suggestions.
hate each other right next to each
All
other.
right.
You make a couple of suggestions, and you almost immediately see Almora's face kind of sour. Like, you know, you've spent some time with him, but not a lot, because you guys have been off on your own, doing your own thing.
I'm just putting all the hot guys together, actually.
Yeah.
Could I use history to like the history of battle formations or military strategies, things like that, if there have been battles in jungle terrain or things like that, to kind of pull tactics that may have worked?
Absolutely. That's one of the ones I had written down.
Perfect. That's a 14 plus, I think it's 11 as well, for 25.
That will succeed.
I would say, working with Galatar on like the history of these battle tactics, if Birdie could use his deception to try and plan out some kind of maneuver that is gonna trap
it.
you.
It's going to be an intelligence deception, though, because it's applying deductively your deception, not using the force of your personality to deceive a person.
So how?
D20 plus your int plus your proficiency.
Or maybe we shouldn't do that one.
Maybe you could deceive the people Alexa just put together.
Maybe
and
you have like another.
Right,
single
you
to
guys
take
are
one
gonna
on
work
top.
together.
Actually, you're best friends.
Yeah, undo the damage that Alexa did.
That takes my bonus for clarity. That takes my bonus from a 17 to a 6. So maybe that's not.
Wait,
Wait.
it would
No.
only take down from your charisma to your intelligence, and you'd still get the expertise.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got so much shit on deception as a skill in terms of like what I'm expertise in or not.
So your expertise is double your proficiency bonus. So whatever your proficiency bonus
Okay.
is a 6.
Yeah.
it'd be 12,
it's
yeah.
so it's just a flat 12. I have no bonus.
Is your
to
intelligence bonus 0? Yeah, so it would be a plus 12.
You just need a 10 or better. That'll probably succeed. 50-50 chance.
50-50, right.
Roll the dice, baby.
This is a game of chance, man.
I mean, if it
What's
helps,
worse
I've
gonna
had
happen?
the highest bonuses
You rolled
I've
that
had are
one.
plus 11.
There it is. Look at
30.
that. 30.
See, you were worried about nothing.
Perfect.
Well, I thought it was a plus 6, and I was like, oh guys, he's dumb. He is a dumb person.
Now you are able to you and Galatar talk tactics.
I
and
feel
you
like
are very creatively able to create like a couple of bluff
Yeah,
maneuvers
I
that
feel like
even
he's
draw
got
like
some-
Almora's attention. Like
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like he's got
Respect.
some know-how from his days on the street with Big Jim and the gang of like how to make a proper misdirect in terms of using people in that way.
the key is to always have
yeah.
them looking the other way.
I imagine Birdie keeps phrasing it though as like, my ancestors in the Ascalonian royalty did it this way.
No. I feel like he would give you an anecdote of like how they used to steal apples like all the time. And like so just apply it here, you know. The trees are the apples, imagine.
Back home in my village, we had a lot of gophers. You guys, that's lost on you. It's from the movie Willow.
Oh, actually, I have now watched the movie Willow because I wanted to watch it so that I could watch the Disney Channel thing, the Disney Plus thing. Very good movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
One of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not a fan of the series, but yeah. But yeah, so that was his deception battle tactics. We got a lot of gophers. Dig holes and hide in them. All right, so yeah, that's 2 successes. Who else would like to plan battle tactics?
It's something I could use investigation for.
Yeah, to use deductive reasoning based on what you're observing.
All right.
Yeah. 23. All right. That will succeed. So that is 3 overall successes. We are over halfway there, guys. The next step in the defense is to work with the Pact forces in Tarir to help improve defenses within the city. I will say, because this is a little less intuitive, if anyone has an artisan's tool that they're proficient in, leatherworking, smithing, something like that, could be helped to.
Would woodworking count?
Absolutely, working on siege weaponry, shafts and halves of pikes and axes and spears, wagons, even arcana, because the city itself and some of the weaponry that the priory are lugging around are magic based.
That I could do.
Yeah, Key Troop will, I don't know what you want me to roll, but she'll use, like, she took all that woodworking with Tally, and she never gets to use it outside of, like, you know, a creative standpoint. So getting to, like, actually sort of work with other people on, like, hey, this is how you should use this wood, or you should put this here so that you don't, like, break this, or...
So I would say this would be intelligence based,
Okay.
based on your knowledge of different woods. So just D20 plus your intelligence plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. D20 plus my intelligence is +1 and my proficiency bonus is 6. So +7 to whatever this is.
Ooh.
So that's 18 plus 7. So 25?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely
Good job.
succeeds. Yeah, you guys, a year and
I
a half
imagine
later.
she'd try to have some sort of like mini workshop of like here's how to handle wood.
Yeah, and you see like some of these
Make
char
Tally proud.
engineers are paying attention to what you're doing. They're like, yeah, no, that's exactly how that is. Well done. They're looking at you like, this is engineer quality work here.
Keytree is a tree.
A year and a half later, Keetree's learning of this skill from Tally is
Paying
coming
off.
in clutch. I dig it.
Could I use Arcana to assist with the things like you were talking about, the enchanted pieces of weaponry or all of that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
some of it's been like damaged in the battles, and you gotta like redo some of the sigil work
Yeah.
and like kind of recharge them and stuff.
And like
I
trying to help them maybe make
assist.
it like more efficient. Like maybe their runes
Yeah.
weren't great on there to begin with, and it's like, no, you could be using a better rune for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'll say if Alexa wants to assist, you can either
Okay.
both roll or make it with advantage.
How do you want to do it, Jimmy?
Well, you got the higher number, so I'll let you.
Well, the first one's a 9, second one's a 16, plus 17 for 33.
Okay, 2 successes.
Alexa knows how to help people. That's what she did in college. She didn't graduate on her own merits.
Can I do thieves' tools to set up some traps?
Traps.
Yeah.
So this is more about improving the defenses of the pact for when you leave.
Oh, I thought we were improving defenses at Tarir.
Yeah, more focused on like mobile defense moving into the battle ahead.
What if she was helping make like little traps that you could like, I don't know, like net balls or whatever, like something
Attached
like
to the
things that
siege
people
equipment,
Ooh.
like
Yeah,
claymores.
like things that like someone could pull and like throw it and like tangle someone from a distance. I don't know.
What
I'm
about
just trying to
Inspector Gadget, come
yeah,
on.
what about like Call's good at sleight of hand, right? She
Inspector
could like
Gadget.
reach in and like do the fine tuning work that you need on those types of things for defenses and stuff. You don't get it just right.
I could see an argument for sleight of hand. Tiny repairs like knot work, doing some really intricate knot work to do some of the larger trebuchets and siege engines and stuff. Yeah,
Heck, anything that lets Call roll.
yeah, 26 for sure. That is your
I'm
4th
hesitating to
overall
go again.
success.
My
You're on the
shit's so bad.
5th step, potentially the last.
We're crushing it.
I think the most interesting. So
Uh-oh.
over the course of these 5 days, the Exalted have used a variety of methods at their disposal. Some obvious, some more esoteric and not openly discussed, to send out calls into the jungle beyond, to reach out to civilizations and societies that they know call the jungle home. And a variety of strange creatures begin appearing in small groups, envoys of these different enclaves of people. You see large Norn and Char-sized toad-like people who come in with think of like a really thick Viking with a big thick belt with like a big metal disc right over the belly button. You know, like that weird belly armor. Bear up top with their tough brown spotted skin, carrying massive two-handed mauls. You learn over time that they call themselves the Nuhawk. Nuhoc. They are the Nuhawk tribe. Keetree notices several fey creatures kind of come in clustered together. There are some dryads and a couple of other creatures accompanied by some pixies and some smaller treants that can fit through the gates and avenues of the town. And much to your surprise, there are creatures that bear a striking resemblance to the casters that you fought in the tunnels beneath Tarir, but they're about 4.5 feet tall. Planty-looking creatures with like rubbery skin and what at first you take to be hats, you realize are parts of their growths from their heads. Look like little mushroom people, kind of stout, who have no mouths, but there's a moment of tension as they enter the city. The bastions seem to think nothing of it, but several packed troopers are kind of shocked by the first reaction to their communicative spores that they release to establish a telepathic connection. As the envoys of the Myconid kingdom enter the city and begin telling people, "We are joy. We are joy."
It's a joy.
Oh
Joy's
wow!
back! Fuck.
Well, I'm so glad we didn't kill that.
Right, that could have been bad.
Now you do not have disadvantage on that
It
interaction.
could have been like you all killed Jeff.
You're no
Jeff
longer
Joy.
You either just all last name Joy.
Our joy.
How would you like to help recruit allies as these diplomatic envoys make their way into the city?
Could I cast comprehend languages to give like somebody advantage on like a persuasion check so that for the people that don't have like psychic spores and things, they're just better able to understand?
I would say in this instance it's not necessary.
Okay.
Between the Exalted and all the people in the Pact, that spell is ready and available.
Gotcha.
I would say that Birdie takes some time during that 5 days to put pen to paper and spend some time writing a ballad of like, you know, the heroics of where we're at, but like, you know, there's still more to do, and like the damage that these dragons have caused and wrought, and like the losses on the battlefield, and these small acts of heroism that add up to create a ballad so moving that that those who hear it can't help themselves but to join our cause.
All right, yeah. Is this performance?
This would be a performance, yeah, and he'd perform, and he'd start performing it around like the city, especially like, you know, in gatherings of these kind of attaché ambassador folks.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make your performance check.
With his Vavian lute, of course.
Yes, that will pass. For sure. After one particularly moving performance of this, in front of several Myconids, their Myconid sovereign, the leader, sort of rises up to his feet, and in a husky baritone, there's this series of not so much tones as almost like the groaning of a heavy tree in wind, as parts of his throat kind of like push out to make sound, and you're vaguely able to make out in the most broken common, "You are joy."
The greatest compliment.
Well,
It's a delicate nod and bow. Yeah.
Could I use cook's utensils to try and make, because they don't have like a lot of kitchens or things here where like in the city, right? So could I just like try and make food to create like an amicable atmosphere for the different tribes and things, like use a lot of meats, assuming that a lot of them are probably nature-based or a lot of plant-based things, just provide a variety of like offerings that would just help the negotiations feel more
I will
amicable.
say I will allow that use to give someone advantage if they want to do a persuasion check.
Yeah,
But
that'd be
the cook's tools itself are not enough to have like convince someone to risk their lives to help you.
My food's pretty damn good, Brian. So.
he bought all those spices.
That's right. I've got limitless spices. So
Yeah. This would be
Pressure
an
is
appropriate place to use insight to kind of see what they want or what they need and how they respond throughout the negotiations. Persuasion, obviously.
Uh,
I can see other arguments too.
Which is already gone.
I could offer insight. It's not my best, but like, unless someone's got something better.
Could I mean, Keitra, you could probably knock this out of the park compared to my shit right now, but Could I use intimidation to kind of like prod any holdouts on, like along? Like, you know, the two people that are the loudest in the room that everybody kind of disagrees with, but still gets the most attention because they are the loudest. If Brina's allowed to just be an additional
Pipes
presence,
down the naysayers.
yeah.
Let him play, Rap.
I would allow you to use intimidation to give someone advantage by
Okay.
like inspiring your potential allies that you guys are strong enough and scary enough to fight against the dragon.
You mean my giant fucking
I
muscles
don't think
are
that
just gonna...
intimidating the people themselves would encourage them to join your cause.
Just the two naysayers in the back of the room causing, you know, disruption. Anyone who hesitates to get on board by this point, I flex my giant ass muscles at them, and you know they're on board. I'm more than happy to provide advantage though if someone else wants to roll.
Let's have Kitri make her insight check, and you can make it with advantage because of Galatar's cooking. It
giant muscles.
lulls them into a sense of security and ease, and kind of lowers their guard a little bit, makes it a little easier to read.
Oh god damn it! It was too much spice.
Unfortunately, like some beef broth made its way in, and
oh
turned
shit!
off
My
some
food's
of the-
cross-contaminated.
Yeah, that was just a little.
Even
little too
Kitri's like
low.
throwing up herself now, like, oh, that's why it goes so badly.
We really need your help in the battle ahead.
Jeez, what's in this?
Kitri, that was the meat dish. Oh god.
So,
Oh!
would anyone like to leverage Brina's intimidating presence to make a check? It doesn't have to be persuasion if you can come up with something else. The goal here is to convince hesitant people to ally themselves with you and potentially risk their lives.
I mean, Birdie's got stuff here, but I don't want to. Birdie's already rolled, so I don't want to hijack this skills challenge.
Yeah, everybody needs to make at least one roll.
Exactly.
I have nothing that can help.
I tried something crazy. How about this is just because Alexa's feeling crazy and just do something a little different.
Oh no.
Start talking to the groups about the eternal alchemy and how this is meant to be, and we are all cogs in this greater machine.
Have you heard the good news?
We have to come together in order to take care of Mordremoth.
to use reason so what skill is it?
Religion.
But are you evangelizing?
Alexa's been Mormon this whole time? On her mission?
I mean, it's just low key. Like, she believes in the eternal alchemy, but it's not like.
The Asuran faith is so weird. It's a very clinical kind of.
It's a logic based.
It is. It's a logic based scientific faith. I'll allow it.
And I make it with advantage.
I'll let you make it with advantage because Brina is there to convince them that we all must play our part, and our part, we're gonna play it.
Brina's like, yeah, we play our parts.
Natural 20.
Damn!
Oh, that's what's up.
Good hustle.
Okay.
That's the teamwork right there.
That was
Successes. One failure.
Hello, my name is Elder Alexa.
Eavesdrop on these people to see what they're saying when
Their
they.
concerns and.
Yeah.
What's the holdout?
And what skill would you use to do that?
Stealth. Perception, if you prefer. You know. I'm sneaking
I
around.
would say your stealth is enough. So some of them have blind sight. I think the mic units have blind sight. Make a perception check. You're it's easy enough for you to navigate yourself into a position where you're close. The question is, can you overhear them? 26. All right. That is 3 successes. So you are successfully able, within the 5-day period, as quickly as you possibly can, you swell your ranks with extra survivors. You're pretty confident at this point that you have managed to gather all the survivors of the first battle back to the city of Tarir. You've gained actionable intelligence from the battlefield ahead. You now have a clear path to get you there, with decent coverage to kind of sneak your way through. Your battle tactics are prepared. Everyone's been briefed. There have been some drills, and people are getting prepared to execute those. Your steel is sharpened. Your siege engines reinforced. Your arcane armaments charged and repaired. And you have a host of strange new allies who pledge to make their presence felt during the battle. That completes this skill challenge. Let me look at what we've got next here.
I could actually be terrified of the We Are Joy mushrooms on the battlefield. I'd be like, oh,
That
mushrooms.
completes this skill challenge. Tune in next time to hear Ryan say.
Prepare to roll.
So, yeah, 5 days pass. The preparations are made. Eventually, the time comes, and you are beginning to roll out of Tarir. The Exalted wish you well. They cannot move beyond us, like very far at all beyond the city. They can leave the walls, but much further beyond that, and they start to kind of disincorporate. So their existence is tied to the city itself. The Itzel scouts take point with some of the Order of Whispers folks. The Char siege engines are muffled as best they can be, and the army begins to make its way southward. A couple of days pass, and two full days. Yeah.
Was going to ask if in that 5-day time, especially near the time we were going to leave, could I have tried to use the sword just to scry on Traherne again to see if he's like in one of those pods actively, or if he is just being kept like elsewhere, imprisoned, or being actively.
Yeah. So throughout this, every now and then, you have that thought come to mind. You pull the sword up and you look through its curled hilt, and you call forth that power. And as you try to reach out to Traherne, your vision is blocked. It can't find purchase.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So it takes about 2 days of hard journeying through the jungle, but fortunately the siege engines are able to sort of wear a path to get you where you need to go. Eventually you find yourselves at the height of a steeply descending ridge. The army has been broken up into 3 sections.
That's today's Heroes Feast.
Oh, 14. Nice.
Since I'm assuming what's going to probably become relevant.
A good point.
Oh, yeah. Should we, like, do you need us to tell you the things we're going to cast on ourselves when the day starts out, or?
Momentarily.
Okay.
Sorry, I jumped that gun there a little.
I'd like to swap out an
Okay, call
attunable
it your
item.
Okay, yeah, you definitely have time to do that.
I get to pick spells if I want.
Yep.
I'm
Yep,
assuming.
there's a long rest. So we'll say that there is a long rest, and then at the end of the second day, you find yourselves on the top of this ridge, and looking outward, you see a sort of broken, stony landscape before you, and 3 streams descending into narrow canyons that sort of snake out of sight very quickly. But you can kind of see from your height, your vantage point, it's almost like if you think of like muddy terrain that's been like dried, how it like cracks all over. You can see that the top of this land, it's covered in like thick moss and bushes, but not trees, and it is broken in similar fashion. You know from reports from your scouts and the Exalted that these 3 canyons pass through what is effectively a ridge formed by this land, and then come together again as a wide, shallow river beyond. Yes. Okay, so that was not a thing. Having this vantage point and seeing before you the beginning of your trial, camp is set. Low behind the ridge so that the light of your campfires does not become visible further on. And so you get a long rest this night. You cast your Hero's Feast tonight before bed, right? Because it's a 24-hour thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have Hero's
And
Feast
you
midnight
get
snack,
your-
essentially.
You get your long rest and you recover the slot.
And could I also, during this point, because I meant to do it early in the week, but now would be fine, could I use contingency to put the gift of protection, set it for later, like as a trigger for later?
Just on you?
Yeah, just on
Yeah.
me.
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
Let's see. Let me make some notes on these. Okay. Heroes Feast. Yeah, so this night passes. There's no need to roll stuff for watches and whatnot because you are surrounded by 2,000 heavily armed people, and nothing untoward happens in the night. Almora plans on breaking camp at first light, heading through the canyons under cover of the early dawn, and then starting out as early as they can. Like, as soon as they see the target, formations will be taken, and the command will be issued to charge as soon as you guys are ready to go. So you'll accompany her first thing in the morning. So if there are magic items you want to swap, or spells you want to choose or change, if you can do that, feel free. I think we'll call it here tonight, and next time we will begin the Battle of Dragon's Stand. We will run the first part, getting through the canyons, as a skill challenge.
Oh
I don't
boy.
know if we need to run it, Ryan. We got this. We're amazing.
And
Super
when
talented.
that is finished, you guys can give the word, and as soon as you're ready to take off, the real shit will start.
Okay. So the challenge will be to get to that cliff face where it leads into the basin.
And then we become wind.
We break wind.
yeah, and then we fart all the way to the dragon.